Go for it.
Okay. Violence in J City is a common occurrence. However, something of this scale, something this explosive, is bound to gain more eyes than usual. In fact, it's quite impossible to hide something like this, even with the power of touch scrubbing away media eyes. If everyone can look out their window and see a large, fiery wave in the foreground of their vision. Well, when something like that happens, it is impossible to look away. You can say whatever you want on the media, but eventually, answers need to come out. However, those answers can be twisted in any way they want, so long as they seem reasonable. And when answers like those need to be given to the public, a certain precaution is placed by the CEOs of J City. And on one day following this explosion, we have an emergency press briefing. Stepping on inside of the door, the reporter kind of moves, looks at her hair, makes sure everything's good. This is her big break. Finally, after so long, she's going to be in a press conference. She begins stepping forward, a little late, but shouldn't be too bad. It hasn't started yet. She steps up and takes a seat and begins to organize her recording equipment, etc. Quite a simple job, honestly, but still has her unnerved. For today, she'll be reporting on the briefing of one CIO and two CEOs, forming something new, something special in response to the recent terrorist attack in the center of the abandoned district. Together, with all these other reporters sitting around, face us, not from her prestigious outlet, they will be asking no questions, proceeding with zero confrontation, but instead, simply absorbing the information that's about to be given to them. Perhaps a more question-filled briefing will follow later, but they were given good rights at a cheap price to come into this one, so they have to play along. Her step up the ladder begins today, starting with a speech by none other than the CIO of security in this entire city. At least, that's what he'd have you believe. And as he sort of begins to move in, well, is pushed in, he takes a moment, sitting at the entryway, to just reflect on his life and how he's come all the way to this point.
Oh, it's been a while, hasn't it? It's going to be good to be back in my native environment.
Your aide leans over. Boss, we're about to go in. I remember, sick.
Yes, I... Oh, jeez, I haven't, Do you have my cane?
Oh, yes, sir. He reaches in and grabs out a cane and passes it over the wheelchair to Deviant Brando.
Oh, thank you. Murdoch,
Yeah, boss.
You do good work. I appreciate that you're, going above and beyond in this pushing the wheelchair thing.
He kind of, stands straight up. Not quite used to compliments, but generally the situations that bring him to help his associates are frustrating ones. Bullet wounds, anger, pain, all sorts of things like that. So, a bit taken aback, he fucking bows his head a bit and then kind of looks up. No problem. I'm sure this will be a cakewalk. Let's get you on in if you're ready.
Yes, thank you. And then he hunches over in his wheelchair just a little bit.
He then pushes you on inside as everyone starts moving. Multiple cameras going off, everyone's attention brought to you as he moves and helps you position yourself behind this simple podium.
Yes, thank you. I'm gonna... Oh. I'm sitting in the wheelchair still, okay.
Yeah, unless you want to stand up.
Well, is the podium short enough? Or am I, like...
You notice it's a little short, so instead, reaching out a hand, he helps you stand up.
Thank you. And then Deviant stands up, putting his cane, his weight onto his cane, looking out at the conference. Foremost, I would like to thank you all for coming. I know that the notice was short. No. I prepared a speech, but I don't believe that it does justice. I have been missing from the city for 2 weeks since the unfortunate attack on that train. But I cannot stand by and witness these horrors come to this city, my home city, any longer. I am sorry to say that I am not in the best of shape after that unfortunate train instance. But I stand today before you in order to tell you that we, the corporations of J City, are coming together to hunt down this terror threat. One attack was bad enough. One attack on a train going towards the Capitol building of JamiroCorp. Who knows what it would have been like had I not been there? But this is not about me. This is about you, the people of J City, my people, and the people of the 2 CEOs that I have here with me today. I stand before you because I must. I have been warned that my health is waning. I have been warned that it is impossible for me to put in as much as I have previously, but I refuse these warnings, much to my inferior's chagrin. He gestures to Murdoch.
Murdoch simply kind of shrugs.
Jason,
Everyone seems enraptured by your words as you continue on.
it is with this in mind that I announced the Defense Compact. I could not stand idly by any longer. I am here today to announce that Avex Group, Milli Vanilli, and JamiroCorp are coming together in a unified front. Additional support from many of the other corporations has been pledged, but they were unable to bring anyone to this event, given how quickly I've organized it in response to last night's attack. And we will be working with local, state, and federal law enforcement as needed in order to provide the utmost in assurance for your safety. Unfortunately, the mayor is predisposed. As we speak, he is distributing resources to those who we have found from last night's attack still alive. Avex Group is currently providing security to the site. Avex Group will continue and double down on its efforts to provide security to this city. I thank you, J City, because I love you. This city is my home as much as it is yours, and I will not rest until we are safe once more. This has been a little bit taxing for me. With this in mind, I believe it is time to pass the microphone over to the CEO of Milli Vanilli, my companion in this compact, who I am proud to say that I am working alongside. Mr. Charles Shaw.
A man steps into the door. He jovially walks across the front of the podium, steps on up, brings himself standing adjacent to you, and very carefully reaches out both of his hands to grab the one that is not currently clutching a cane. He speaks to you out loud, loud enough for both the audience, the cameras, and the microphones to hear. Wonderful speech, my dear Deviano.
Thank you very much. I'm so grateful to have you here, Mr. Shaw.
I'm so grateful you called me here. After all, this is our home together, isn't it?
Indeed it is.
He
surrendered the stand to you. I'll sit down in my wheelchair.
You end up taking a step back then as Shaw moves up, and he pushes a hand on the podium and speaks out. Everyone, I would like you to give a round of applause for my dear friend Divino Brando. He is a local of this city, has been since birth, and despite swapping companies multiple times, he has always been true to our people here in J City. I speak now as a CEO that is always engaged in healthy competition with the people of JamiroCorp. All of us together, we have maintained a good relationship, a healthy work environment to keep this city safe and healthy for all that would seek to work inside of it. We provided many good dishes to all the people that are coming out after a hard work day, and we'd like to continue to provide the best in service across this entire city. Now, it's in the Shaw name, quite obviously, to keep true on our word. Always have, since the very beginning. And so I'd like to give my word today, right along with my good friend Divino Brando next to me, that we are going to up the security measures we have in our territory in order to secure your safety. He puts both hands on the podium again. Now that we've got that out of the way, however, I would also like to introduce our third CEO, the one and the only Mary Magdalene. May she take the podium. And, as one more step moves through the door, the final CEO takes her steps inside the room, moving on up through the podium. Again, much like Shaw did, she shakes with Shaw. Excellent speech. He steps on down and aside, and then she moves up and reaches her hand down over and shakes with Divino. An excellent speak to you well, sir. I'm so sorry about the condition you're in.
As it happens, I am all right, as long as our city is safe.
She gives you a serene smile, shakes your hand, and then turns over and puts her hands on the podium. People of J City, I have come to you today to take culpability. JamiroCorp has always sought to keep this city safe. Unfortunately, this recent affair with the terrorists has spiraled out of control. While we could continue our own efforts to push back against this effort ourselves, it would simply be foolish to continue this matter on our own. And so, I've come directly from a meeting with the board of directors at JamiroCorp, pressing for this initiative. While I've been asking for some time, our dear friend Divino Brando has pushed his way forward with this plan immediately. This response, this speed, is something that I personally admire. As I speak to all of you now, currently, JamiroCorp has taken measures to pull in more support from Black Star Agency, along with Avex Corporation's help as well. With this, security in the city will be doubled within a week, and beyond that point, we shall be ensuring that our security continues to spread all around the city grounds. Beyond just security, however, it comes to my attention that even in these times of danger, that people on their own need more than just extra guards on the street. They need more security at home, more to prepare. A terrorist attack can strike anywhere. A train, a district, or perhaps even a grocer, a factory. And when those things happen, people are out of work, people's circumstances change, and as so, I would like to announce that I will be passing forward an initiative for all JamiroCorp employees, an extra stimulus for all of you, and a bonus for anyone who would seek to be caught in peril from the actions of the terrorist forces. More to come in this in the following weeks. As for now, we double down our efforts to securing the streets themselves. Thank you so much. She bows her head down and turns over. And with this drivel is broadcasted through every TV screen, bouncing around the waves of the internet and everywhere possible, spread outward as much as possible to every eye that's willing to see it. As these three CEOs, or two CEOs and one CIO, they once again shuffle off, their war against each other once more falling beneath the radar. And meanwhile,
Oh boy.
Rain,
Yeah.
you showed up at the site that, well, where you believe Mary went to. The moment you got control back of your functionality, you moved as quick as you could, and only a couple minutes after that point, you knew where you were going. Same explosion that rocked the city was your destination point. You moved forward, made sure to secure your scarf around, and pressed on deeper into this district. And now you kind of, well, you're here. You looked around a bit. It's been at least a couple of minutes. You've checked all the spots you knew they were at, and you see no sign of your friends.
Give me a rating of what it was like walking in here. Like, what level of panic are we talking? Devastation.
The devastation was immense. In fact, most people were generally trying to pull out. The fires were raging so heavily that right now, honestly, you're given an opportunity to move inside due to the pure danger of this spot, especially with that. You know that Avex Corp is probably going to be moving in here within the hour, at least.
Okay, so Rain begins to move in, and as she does, every single step is another 100,000 computations. Simple programming meant to suppress the current danger of the situation while run processes that emulate things such as worry, concern, the building feeling of dread in her chest that she might not find anyone alive in here. Every single step is a repetition of these processes. And almost you can see the sparks flare around her as she moves deeper into this destroyed part of the city. But every single step, again, is another analysis and reanalysis of her friends who are most likely gone. She presses onwards.
Yeah, there is one part that still kind of beeps within you. One unlikely but still present computation. The chance of escape, if not for everyone, at least a few. You found no evidence of them either being dead here. At least none that you could, are sure of.
It's
yeah.
perfectly reasonable thinking about it. I mean, they're tough. Johann has techniques that can throw things into stasis. Hell, he can coat himself in water. She tries to follow that train of thought, but something keeps her from completing it. Developing certainty is something that she's used to, but for some reason, developing certainty in a circumstance like this feels disingenuous. She takes another step forward.
You continue pushing forward, and again, you find yourself in this weird loop. The idea of a loop like that is fresh on your mind too, but you know that this is something that, to a certain degree, this kind of continuing looping logic isn't something that's forced on you. You are continuing to look, trying to find a continual repeat of that calculation to see if maybe you're just wrong. And as you step past, you click across some glass that's splattered on there, and looking around, you think you find something within the rubble. There's something in there.
Rain immediately rushes over. Her hopes are really high.
You pull back rubble and drag it apart, just looking in, and you do find something. It's something very familiar. In fact, this gives you enough evidence you need. Inside the rubble, it's your core, your spin drive. No, your Haman drive, the one you ripped out and gave to Johann. It's scattered on the ground.
That was in the area immediately above his heart.
Yes, it was. As you gain the evidence you need to know, there's no way he got out of that one alive.
She takes it back. She takes the Hammond drive back. Okay. What did Rain do? She picks it up and fuck. I'm gonna roll bravery.
All right, do so.
Let me just really quick. That's about right. Okay. Rain picks up the ham-on drive, which is something that she gave away willingly to save someone else's life, and she's going to take a step back because nothing she looks at here will change that conclusion. She's gonna take it and really quickly try to, I guess, reintegrate it into herself.
Hey, hold on! Someone speaks up.
Hmm?
As from around the corner, you hear steps over the edge there. As you look and you see someone you knew, someone from the Love Shack, as they step on over the hill. It's
I'm fucking lightheaded. What the fuck?
Rain, is that you? I just went out to get groceries and look what happened.
Oh my god.
Rain,
Oh shit, where's everyone else?
Rain quickly takes the ham-on drive, jams it inside of herself, and then snaps her chest shut and turns around. Oh my god, it's you! Her circuits start to burn out. I don't actually remember your name.
What? It's me, Von Halen, remember?
Right, that...
Yeah.
No,
Wait.
still not ringing any bells.
He frowns.
I'm sorry, I'm really damaged right now. Well, how's it going? What's
Feels
up?
Damaged, huh?
Yeah.
Perfect. He
What?
cracks his knuckles together, wrings out his hands a little bit. After all, I felt it ever since I went out to get groceries earlier.
Yeah?
Suddenly, there was a big boom, and you know what happened after that?
What?
Well. You gotta get it. I felt free. You know what I mean?
No, actually, I don't.
He stumbles down the rocks and kind of, it's not hopping, he kind of crawls across the ground a bit like a monkey and then kind of moves over here and attributes himself. You see, you remember, right? Sure, you have to. You don't forget me? That's rich. After all, you guys are the ones that enslaved me, right?
I assume any part related to that is similarly damaged with the rest of your biography. She takes another step forward. That doesn't sound like us.
Oh, really? It doesn't? Well, I have you know that, like a couple weeks ago, a couple weeks ago, when I came out to fight you guys, that damn brat put me inside that heartbreak thing and told me to be your friends.
Oh.
Now that that's gone, I don't have to be your friend anymore because she's dead, I think. God, it's the only way that effect would end, right? There's a stand effect. What?
That's actually relatively useful information, she says, taking a step forward.
Oi, back off. Don't you get it? Don't you see what's going on?
What's going on?
He stops and prepares something. He makes a pose, and you imagine a stand would appear behind them, though you don't see it.
Yeah, I don't
As he
see
turns
shit.
and he speaking out loud, he says, "That was a slave, but slave to your friendship. So you better consider this a friend revolt." Poses.
Wow.
Hold up. Hold up. No, roll it back. No, cut the music. Stop.
Huh? What?
No, friend revolt? What was that? What does that mean?
What do you mean?
I don't get it. Explain? Who are
it's
you
obvious.
again?
It's obvious, right? Come on, it's me, Von Halen. You know?
No, still not. No.
Wait, look,
No.
I was your friend, but I didn't want to be your friend.
Yeah, I got you.
You guys
I got
made me
that
your
part.
friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still following. Still
So
processing.
much like, much like how I was forced to be your friend. Now I'm revolting to be your friend. You get it?
Okay, yeah, I get that bit, just not the conclusion. Sorry, I'm going through a lot right now.
Yeah, I guess you are going through a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of shit, right? Lost your friends.
Yeah,
lot to process.
Yeah, a lot to process,
So, let me make it a little simple on you.
Oh,
Why not you just try processing this? He poses again.
I think I already have, though. Like, I'm pretty sure I already have. I know you already.
Wait, you do?
Yeah,
But you
no,
said
no.
you didn't.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I did, and then I filed you away because part of me, I think, just processed you as junk information.
What the hell?
Yeah, I just
Man,
listen. I don't know what you want from me. Can I dig through this pile of burnt remains and get sad and do we have to do this now?
Damn, that really burns, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really burns to have you say that shit to me after you fucking enslaved me. He makes
Yeah.
a gesture up into the sky. Burns like the rubble all around us, huh? Fact, I think you're the only one not burning right now. Let me fix that.
But better attempt, but like she motions around. There's like 2 fires, small one over there, small one up there. For the most part, we're actually clear of the explosion. It's safe, don't worry. She starts to walk away.
No, you can't just walk away from me like that.
Yeah, what's stopping me?
What's stopping you is me.
Okay, they're dead. I'm leaving.
Wait! You stop. And meanwhile, somewhere else.
Your best friend, Von Halen.
It's just me, your best friend, Von Halen.
This is just the game of cat and mouse you two play as friends.
Meanwhile, after the conference, 3 individuals seem to relax around a little bit. Mary standing her arms crossed. Shaw relaxing wide on the couch. And you sit rather pleased with your legs crossed on your chair. You all standing there around, kind of just, the conference is over. Which means now, you all don't need to pretend to be friends anymore. Shaw, sitting on the couch, kind of looks at both of you. Man, you two like to play some real fucked up games.
Oh? How do you figure?
Well, it's just all this stuff about, come on. Train nonsense, this is bombing. You can't. Last time we had a terrorist group this big in J City, we lost a few CEOs, but nothing that bad's happened since. And right now, you can't really fool me into believing none of that's going on. Why has old Milli Vanilli been out of the loop for so long? Either you want to explain to me that?
I don't know what you're talking about. There's a real terror threat in this city.
Absolutely.
Eye to one. In fact, he gestures to his cybernetic eye.
He kind of turns over and looks at eye. Yeah, nice gold marks on it. Real fashion statement.
I thought
Oh no, I like it a lot. It's a great idea. I'd steal it straight from you, but I don't want to be unoriginal. He kind of reaches into his pocket, pulls out a cigarette, lights it, and starts smoking it a bit. Well, you don't have to tell me. It's fine. I'm sure I'll know plenty when we get our first briefing together. Mary kind of leans over against the wall a little bit. Well, a briefing would be wonderful to have. Diva, how has Alex been doing in your current crusade? I'm so sorry about the eye.
Oh, sacrifice what you must for the city. It's going right. I've been consistent conversation with Johannesburg, getting information from Joe, making sure that we can pipe in more soldiers as needed. We want to make sure that we truly commit to the endeavor to protect the city, of course.
Of course. She kind of keeps an eye on you a little bit. Now, I have no doubt you'll be able to enforce the current unrest in Avex. After all, it's been rather quiet there recently, hasn't it?
Quiet back on Johannesburg or in our part?
Oh, no. It's been a little quiet on your side of town.
It has. It seems like you've rubbed someone the wrong way.
Oh,
Targeting
yeah.
you. I can't understand why.
That's absolutely. I couldn't understand why too. I think I've done quite a good job treating the city rather well. Hmm.
Hmm.
Must be some other factions at play pushing them along.
I've been trying to figure out who. Of course, I will be briefing any information I find. You are, of course, also welcome to share whatever you find. I would appreciate it. After all, the city is the most important part of this. We want
Oh,
that our town, our home, is safe.
oh yes, Peter's kept quite a good tab on what's been going on in the city. In fact, I will forward you some information that we have on who might be responsible, though I doubt it'll be anything new. I'm pretty sure you already have those leads.
Anything that you have would be of great help, Miss Magdalene.
Mr. Shaw continues smoking, kind of rubs his finger along his big nose, just kind of grinning a little at this. Real right, you both are. Well, don't worry. Millie Vanilli will make sure we do our fair part in assisting order within the city. But you have to understand, we're not much of a, well, Black Star on one front. You've got Avex on the other. I feel like the primary enforcement will be on your ends, right? What's old Millie Vanilli gonna do, really?
Oh, well, I see that Milli Vanilli has a very, very large amount of shipping lanes. We would like, if possible, to use them with your blessing to ship our soldiers in order to provide maximum coverage throughout the city, of course.
Oh, that sounds good. I'll even give you, not even give you 3% off the standard contract for something like that.
Much appreciated.
He turns over to Mary. And you, ma'am? She kind of turns over and looks at Shaw and just smiles a little bit. Oh, I'll call on you if I need anything, don't you worry. Right now, we should be able to push things in order. After all, I think we have a good lead on what these terrorists have been up to. After an attack like this, I doubt they'll be able to get away with anything else.
It is a rather large scale one.
It is. Again, it leaves me very shocked where they managed to get that much detonation material. It very much makes me think it could have something to do with a large military group, perhaps.
Ooh, well, we'll be sure to investigate into that.
Do you happen to know of any groups like that outside of, well, Black Star and Avex?
Oh, there are any number of smaller military factions that still have access to relatively valuable technology capable of providing some amount of explosive. But as I understand it, Black Star is currently not. Aren't they looking for new management as it stands? Maybe somebody was piping resources from there, ensuring that they could make their paycheck come through. I'll have to investigate into that further.
Shaw kind of like peeks around. Oh, makes a good point, Mary. Have you got anyone on the inside keeping tabs on him? She kind of turns over. Oh, don't worry. We've been very carefully pruning up Black Star's organization ever since Ozymandias' poor passing. We're going to make sure that Black Star remains squeaky clean. Of course, Avex Group I expect to be the same way.
Oh, of course. Anything is wrong under my control, I will root it out.
Of course. Any mysterious shipments from Johannesburg? Anyone you might have traded to recently in goods that could be looked in retrospect to be a little suspicious?
Nothing comes to mind at the moment, but of course I'll be looking into it at your suggestion.
Right, of course.
I must say it is rather a stroke of luck that we've managed to come together so quickly. I really do appreciate both of your rapid response.
Of course. Anything to keep the city safe, you know. After all, at the end of the day, we might be competitors, but that doesn't mean we can't be friends, too. She kind of nods her head. Shaw kind of looks between the both of you again, just really keeping an eye on the little performance being given to him. Yeah. I love my good friends. So, he kind of stands up. If you don't mind, friends, I got a few calls to take, a few plans to set in motion, you know. Got to get our organization up to date if we're going to be playing with the big boys. He pats you on the shoulder. And my fine good friend right in front of me shakes with Mary.
Pats me on the shoulder.
He kind of steps on back. You all get along now. Don't forget, older folks like me, we've seen a lot in this city. Don't go losing your heads over some dumb corpo war. He begins stepping off and kind of leaves you and Mary alone for a moment. Murdoch seems to be like fucking shitting himself with this kind of conversation. He did not sign up for this at all.
Oh. He seems like a rather fun man. I'm glad that he's around.
Oh, he's rather fun. The coffee wars were so delightful.
Oh, were you there? I thought you were too young.
I thought you were too young. Oh, it's all right. I caught up on the vids. I was rising up through the ranks around that time. She kind of waves her hand a bit at that. Well, let me know if you need anything, Deviano.
Of course. You as well, President. Sorry, CEO, Magdalene.
She nods her head at you. Well, I've got a few things to look into. That explosion was rather nasty. Heard a few people got injured.
Yes, it's unfortunate. Have you committed any resources before you go to funding?
Kind of leans over, places her hands together against the table as she looks back at you.
To providing resources to helping with the population that survived. I'm unsure of what to commit myself. DVNO Brando has a brand, but Avex doesn't have a lot of food options. So far, all we have is security.
She kind of looks at you and says, yes, we've been beginning to provide. In fact, emergency services have been there ever since the incident. However, if we are to move forward with this, I would imagine it would only be appropriate for Milli Vanilli to start handling the costs of that. After all, they want to help, and that seems to be the best way they could.
I agree with you. We'll be in contact.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful day.
You as well.
Mr. Brando. She begins leaving as well. And Murdoch looks at you after that and is just like, time to go.
Yes, I believe it is. He doesn't drop his smile because there's these guards here.
Yeah. He pulls you back and turns you around, and you guys begin to head on out. And
have a good day, you two, he says as he's wheeled out.
Yeah.
The only CEO or CIO to acknowledge any of these lowly peons.
He's so nice. Meanwhile,
truly the heart of the group.
She's over here now. She's climbed up on top of the rocks.
So girdy up, because you're gonna face the griddle.
Gertie, hold on.
What?
No. Like a Gertie. No, stop.
What's that?
Stop.
Yo, what's that mean?
You're using. She gets very close to this man and starts to holds his lips shut. You keep using your mouth, and words are coming out, and they just. Sorry.
He kind of shoos his hand away and realizes, I let you get close there. Can't do that again.
Listen, for some reason, normally I'm able to just blow through this really rapidly, move on with my life. Good old Rain, just in one ear out the other, or in one ear and deposited in a burning filing cabinet inside of my head. But for some reason, it's all just sticking today. And you've said 30 things, and they're all piling up into a mountain bigger than this mountain of rubble that is crushing my friends to death. So, please. Please.
Yeah. Sorry,
think.
You need help moving on?
Yeah, I could use a little help moving on.
Then let me help you to the afterlife.
Oh, shut up!
He's like, what? That one was good. Come on.
That one, okay. Yes, that one was good. You get one.
Yeah.
But I'm still an android, and I don't have an afterlife waiting for me. So it was a good try, though. It would have worked with someone else. Yeah, no, that was a good attempt.
Mind if I try for seconds?
Sure, go for it. Why not?
All right.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'll make this one the last course.
Okay, I don't eat either.
What a loser!
He kind of blinks a bit, kind of breaking out into a cold sweat, actually. I
can eat if I want to, so like it's just closer.
can you
guess.
taste?
Let me guess, because I'm about to taste defeat, right? I'll be right back.
Wait. You can't leave yet. I haven't. We can't leave yet.
Okay.
Well then, if oh, I got one that'll knock your ass off.
Okay.
Oh boy. So you're a robot, right?
Yeah.
Mm. All right. Well, let me show you what it's suddenly behind. Stop, villain! Someone yells up. You will leave that person alone right now. What? Hey, mind your own business, unless you want to become a bucket of bolts. Oh wait, he's not a robot.
No, that one is a robot.
Oh shit, you are! Suddenly leaping from the edge of the roof, his cape billowing in the wind, Superhero's ground smashes this man into the cement, one blowing him and knocking him unconscious in one hit. He then rolls across, stands up slowly, and then poses, looking directly at you. Superhero says, "Come to save the day." And
that's a huge relief, actually.
He kind of stands there for a moment, looking at you. And you both just kind of stand there. Him holding the pose while you stand on the atomized remains of your friends. And he just kind of slowly lowers his arms down. And then, how are you doing, Ryan?
Is that Superheroes asking, or you, the benevolent GM, asking?
Me, of course, superheroes.
Ah, okay, excellent. She looks back at the pile of rubble, looks back to Superheroes. I'm kind of a mess right now. I really want to dig. I want to dig through these. Like I want to for some reason, but for a fact, I know that there's nobody living under them, so I don't know why I want to.
He stands there again. Do you mean to tell me that currently there is no one alive in this area? Besides, he points behind him.
Something sort of stops Rain from saying it. I don't want to say that. I don't know. I don't know.
Superheroes moves across with a kind of like a gait in his step. A lot more like, it's a little different than when you left him, but at the same time, that's still Superheroes. There's just a bit more personality, almost childish, as he kind of pops back, kicks back against the bricks and kind of leans back on it a bit, and then kind of like sits forward a bit more responsibly and puts his hands on his shoulders as he looks across from you. You mean to tell me that currently we are alone here for now?
Yeah, I think so.
He stops and then looks across at you. I see. My apologies for you, Rain, and for myself.
Do you want to dig through the rubble?
He stops and thinks a bit. And then he kind of looks back. I'm afraid we cannot do that now.
Why is that?
Avex Corporation forces are moving into this perimeter. They will be in this spot at least 15 minutes. He kind of stops and then stands up and moves across, again, putting a hand on the pillar and just kind of standing over you. We could evade them with a head start of 10, however. If you desire, I would take as much time as possible to look through these remains with you.
She looks down. Can we take 5 looking through the remains? Then could you spend the remaining 5 helping me out with something?
He nods his head.
Rain and Superheroes do so. Tell me, what do they find?
You find rocks, rubble, dust, and, well, explosive residue. As it turns out, more than just a simple bombing was happening here. The explosives planted all around the district. This was something that was planned, and while definitely possible under the heads of a terrorist organization, as they probably report, this is not something you or your friends set up. In fact, the only one able to get this in place would have been Mary. And so in that moment, you search through the rubble, and 5 minutes pass with not one more discovery, yet spent with one more soul at the least.
She comes back, having spent those 5 minutes, and just kind of shakes out. Okay, that's enough time, I guess. Could you assist me with the second thing?
Of course.
She pops her chest open again and reveals the Hammond drive. Could you use that stand of yours to just secure this in place?
He kind of looks at that. When I leave this spot, unfortunately, the effect will eventually wear. But he sticks his hand forward, presses and moves the Hammond drive, sticks it into place, and then a shine as he has justice wires, and out of his fingers, a bunch of wires fly out and wrap it into place. And then they cut off, he pulls it back and assembles his hand together. And he kind of holds it there and looks at his finger as he kind of sees it, pressing and gripping his hand a few times. That was the last installation I received from Presley and Shuckle.
Rain doesn't know how to process that. No part of her is prepared for that statement. She recloses her chest up. Right, okay. This is the last remain of Johan. She takes a step forward. Well, since I can't answer exactly what's going on in here, I'm going to ask you what's going on in there. Maybe I could learn something from that. How are you feeling about it?
He thinks a bit. Where are you talking about?
She points to him. Just like what's going on with superheroes.
Yeah. He stops a bit, and my ability to process things is inferior to yours. However, this does not mean I have not felt. In fact, I have recently reawakened to myself, and the one inside of me. He kind of pats his chest a bit. I would have you know that currently, mourning or displaying it is not something I have been programmed to do. I must simply be a beacon in times like this, and I see someone who I must help right in front of my eyes. You see a shimmer behind his helmet.
Well, thank you for your help. She kind of softly shrugs. Where to next? Where's there left to go?
Kind of stops and thinks a bit. That depends entirely on you. And me. He kind of pulls his hand back a bit and moves forward a little bit.
She takes a step forward and starts to walk. You know, there's something frustrating about fiction that features androids, robots, or AI. They say that the capacity for love is something that robots don't understand and all this other stuff. She says, taking a step forward. Love's shockingly easy to program. Once they mastered the other emotions, that was pretty simple. She pokes at herself. The difficult part, though, is something else that people have. Intuition. She takes a look around. How do you take a guess based on gut feeling when you don't have a gut to begin with?
He kind of considers that. I suppose that's what makes us special. We don't have a gut instinct.
I guess.
I believe the saying goes, no guts, no glory. However, I strive for something beyond glory. He kind of stands with that. I desire to keep people safe, regardless of my intuition. And so, whenever I feel doubt, I simply restore myself to my main purpose. I find what I truly enjoy. And so, what do you truly enjoy, Rain?
She looks down at, once again, taps her chest again. You hear the, like, loud metallic clang. Well, I think I'm going to have to find a new thing to enjoy.
He kind of thinks about that a bit. Yes, indeed. Well then, that brings us back to our main question, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There are a number of options. We have... He kind of turns back. I spoke to Ruth. I managed to find her and deliver your message, even though I do not remember the original purpose. I came into some conflict, and I was put through a reboot. However, my carbon interface reactivated, and I regained my memory and feeling purpose.
Oh, I'm actually very... I'm happy for you.
Puts his... He poses like his icon does. The sharp... Yes! And now, because I have regained my purpose, and my objective is complete, I will now seek to continue. I hear that there are some terrorists within the city that need to be stopped.
Oh,
Rain hears that, and unlike the other things, which are creating flawed logic loops and just breaking, Rain just gets a expression across her face, a look of blissful peace. I'll tell you about that on the walk. She takes a step forward. Which direction?
Watching her pass, he pumps his fist. His joke was successful.
So, which direction would we walk to get to Ruth?
He stops a bit. I suppose that is part of the situation. We could go straight to Ruth. However, he kind of stops and turns a bit. Do you want to? You simply said moments ago you were looking for something new to enjoy, correct?
Yes. So, maybe in this instance, I might lack some intuition, but she reaches down and picks up one of the shattered rocks off the ground, and her fingers begin to crackle with just a little bit of energy. The last Haman left to her by Johann. She grips down, cracks the rock a little bit. It's an imperfect shape, won't spin, won't work as a ball too well, but it almost seems to be like an arrow. She goes, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just throws it up into the air.
He kind of, it goes and flies, and it ends up pointing this way. And Superheroes looks, and internally he processes, yes, this is the act of a vagabond. And by the sorterer's side, no, this is the act of a Yojimbo. And he nods his head. Very well. Shall we go together?
She nods. That sounds nice.
He kind of steps on, trailing right behind you as you go. As both of you depart, getting prepared to leave Avex and just find a spot within the city.
I can't believe this is going to turn into Superheroes and Rain go on a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
So, with that, let me just take us to this in-between screen real quick.
Ooh.
I'm gonna grab some water and be right back.
I'll sit and talk to chat. Hey, chat,
Yeah.
how's it going?
Yeah. How are things?
Roy at least lived, maybe Presley too. Rain found the Hammond drive above Johann's heart, and Presley's effect on Von Halen ended, so assumedly dead.
Who the fuck is Al?
Yeah.
It turns out CI was the world's most elaborate prequel for a buddy cop movie. Wow.
I mean...
Hot damn. Sorry, Al. Hello, Jay. Hi, Jay. I refuse to assume anyone is dead until I see a dead body. Al got exactly 1 episode, but Al also got prequel content. Oh my god.
Look, at least I got to throw my cat.
The one thing you needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I needed. Now I can use one of my other 53 stands I have prepared. The basics, 2 years of no CI, you start doing some things.
No, it's It worked out fun for me though, because I still have DB, so I'm good.
Or
I have to be
get
creative. I can
You
work with
can't
my
get
my
familiar with
style.
Hamon rules if your Hamon gets taken away from you.
Yeah.
You gotta think about that.
No.
I really love the parallel with part 2. I really do. Of instead the Zeppeli dying and leaving the Hamon for the Jojo, the Jojo
Nah,
died and left
the ham on
Hamon
for the Zeppeli. Yeah, you're
I'm
right.
back. I'm back.
Okay, back
Oh.
to smoke bomb.
Oh, okay.
All right, you ready to go, everyone?
Oh yeah, always.
All right. Then let's take us all the way back to the very center of J City, right outside of a very specific, important laboratory.
Oh.
Stepping along, Mary travels along with her aide.
Is there a map? Or
Yes.
Okay. No, you're good. I wasn't sure.
Straight down.
Yeah, I found it now.
All right. Moving up, she notices the big double-laid doors in front as she kind of just steps forward a bit. Turning around, she kind of gazes at her companion a bit as well. All right, BB. You know proper etiquette for this, right?
Well, yeah, but I thought we were going to the top floor.
No, we're not going upstairs. I don't think you'd want that. She kind of like moves forward. Now, BB. We're gonna go in and give a talk to Mr. Biafra. So why don't you just... She kind of scratches her head a bit. Take a seat inside and wander around or whatever.
I'm
Will you
allowed
do
in
that?
there?
Yes, you are, as long as you keep your mouth shut. Don't
Oh.
anger him,
Oh.
unless you want their ire.
Okay, are we gonna be in there long?
As long as it needs to be.
Okay.
She kind of like, all right, let's go. And stepping along, she moves up to the door and presents the little necklace hanging underneath her clothes, pulls it out, presents it, sticks it back in, and the door seems to slide open once more. As moving on through, on the inside, Mary Magdalene and BB find themselves under the very center of the lower, underneath CI laboratory.
Whoa!
BB, quiet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does the zip motion?
Yeah.
Just gonna.
She lets him go explore around, look at the cool wires and terminals as she steps forward herself, and presenting out her arm, something seems to wriggle beneath the false flesh, something pulling out of the metal as a palm, a singular hand comes out and she grips it tightly. Biafra. Now
Oh,
come.
you better have washed your hands.
She kind of stops and looks at him. It's quite sanitary, I assure you. This thing's been in someone's body for at least a couple of years now. If me touching it would be unsanitary, then I'm afraid it's already too far gone.
Clacks at the keyboard a couple times, some really, really loud.
She kind of moves forward and moves to the side and presents it to him. Please, take it. At least for now. We're going to send it upstairs after a little time, I believe that was the plan, correct?
Yes. Now, upstairs. It'll take about that long to get there. And you're alright with that timing? You're not going to be nagging me to get on it?
She kind of, she mocks a sigh that you know is so fake, as she just kind of, crosses her arms again. I've worked as quick as I could to get it, so I understand any delays or progress. So long as we get what we want, I'm not particular about the timing. I have my own countermeasures to keep me okay in the meanwhile, and I have plenty of business to attend to. I'm not sure I could even give it a test run if I had the opportunity to.
I see. Okay. Well, worry not your perfect, beautiful, wretched little head, Mary. It is in my hands now. I will deal with it. So, where will I put this for now?
You have this one pot in front that is empty right now. You're doing some research on that new body Mary got in, but there's been zero progress with it. In fact, you feel like it's going to be one of the dead end cases. So this one should be fine.
Yes, well, I suppose I'll just swap this out. Now, you didn't need this thing for anything, did you? Because I was thinking of just sending it back, but...
Sending it back? She kind of looks. I don't think you'd have anyone to send it back to. They're all burnt to a crisp now.
Nobody left for this poor soul.
She kind of stops and thinks, well, I suppose you could send it on over to the sister. I could get that arranged. I don't know where she is, but I have someone who I'm currently working with who might. I'll keep out of the business. If that would please your sensibilities.
It certainly would. Maybe to have something come out of it. Otherwise, it's just a waste of meat, really. And it's making me depressed looking at it. Wasted potential. So, let me think. With your... He sits there doing this bizarre sort of idle pose where it's almost as if he's trying to like cross his legs while standing up, but like twisting both legs around at almost an unnatural amount of times. It seems oddly uncomfortable to anybody, but he seems fine. It seems to be the way that he thinks. Okay, and not to worry you, of course, because I know you do get caught up on the little things. I will do as much as I can with this little thing for you. He kind of wiggles the thing he's holding in his hand. But you do understand there's only so much I can do. I am just one man, right?
She kind of like curls her lip at that. Of course. Well, you're quite a competent one, if I must say. And you have an infinite amount of resource to learn from, so I don't believe the secrets would... She stops.
Do you?
What do you mean by that?
There's quite a difference there. I can spin my gears all I want and do whatever for God knows how many years, but you... Little Mary pinches her cheek.
She stays completely neutral at that. Don't treat me like I'm your daughter.
Oh, I would not. Ha! No, of course not.
Regardless.
Prepare for some possible disappointment.
She processes that for a bit, runs through and feels the non-zero chance that all of this will have been for nothing. And she runs through her head and again counteracts that. If this one is not going to do it, then that's fine. It's a very different type of specimen than the ones we have, and Touch has already got us close. So, if it doesn't work, I'm sure we'd be able to find more. But pray for both our sakes that this will just be an easy answer.
I mean, well, this is all just extracurriculars for me.
She kind of moves her head a bit and just... Right, of course. And if this doesn't work... She kind of thinks about that a little bit. We're really at the end of our ropes, aren't we?
In a certain aspect, yes, but... Thinking about the various miracles that science and just human ingenuity have gotten us. Wouldn't it be fun if something better than what you're hoping for happens?
She looks directly at you and is just, oh, I'm sure it'd be wonderful for everyone else. Though, I doubt if we don't get exactly what's necessary to fix me, I doubt I'll be around to see it happen. So, who knows? Maybe it'll prove to be something special.
Well,
That
I'll
I'll tell
always
you-
be here. And I'll always be able to think of you.
she kind of, again, looks at you for a bit, processes that.
Flustered?
Of course. A little bit. After all, what am I supposed to say to you when you act
Effort
like that?
without you.
She steps back and goes and looks and just kind of clicks on the terminal, and the main project being pushed right now ends. The body currently hanging in there, finally allowed to die, and she turns over to look at him directly. All right, then. Then, enough of this nonsense. Get that hooked up and start working on it. Besides, if what that other one said was true, she kind of turns over and looks directly at you. Those things don't like staying by themselves, don't they? Perhaps we'll see the other ones start to cycle through into this world as well, so long as we keep a good grip on it.
Oh.
If they can
Oh,
help
well then.
me, it might be a panacea. Maybe you'll get the humanity's magical cure, whatever you desire. And maybe I'll get what I want too. That would certainly be special for both of us.
We'll just have a little collection, a museum of miracles here. I might need more space.
Oh, don't worry. You'll have plenty of space upstairs. She kind of checks her time again. Is there anything else to be offered, or should I be going?
Not that I can think of, but if I remember something that might have slipped my mind, I'll send one of my people for you. Hey, you!
BB
Don't
stops.
touch! Don't touch! No!
BB,
Out! Go!
let's go.
Might
Very well,
be that
Biafra.
one.
Yes. Oh, I should inform you too. I have no idea if you take interest in this fact at all. She kind of stops a bit. Rain is still on the outside. She wasn't pulverized. Keep that in
Ooh.
mind. Maybe she'll be coming to see a reunion with you.
Oh, me? Little old me. I'll have to get my best suit pressed.
Yes, I'm sure she'd love that. She
Mm.
starts to step to the door, moving with just as much confidence as she went in. However, her mind seems to be racing and spinning again. As she starts to weigh what she's possibly sacrificed for a not so perfect solution. She kind of cups the side of BB's sleeve and pulls him out through the door again. All right then, BB. Another day successfully alive. Job.
I don't want to go in there again.
Oh, I don't either. I hate going in there. Tell you what,
Mm.
how about I get you some ice cream? Would that make you happy?
No, I got a toothache. That'd just make it worse.
She thinks of in pretzels,
Yeah. On
pretzel
chocolate
and a
covered
churro.
ones.
Okay, sounds
Yeah.
good. I'll get that all right away. Let's go. She steps off in this direction. And with that, Mary's deposited the corpse part off with Biafra. And the final steps to the plan that might save her life are finally put into motion. With that, we're going to cut away again. Thank you so much, Shiv.
No prob.
All right. And time passes on as, continuing, Rain, you and superheroes begin traveling across the city. Now, I want to ask you something, Jay.
Yeah.
Do you have a particular destination in mind, or are you just wandering?
I'm gonna go with my gut, my intuition that does not exist.
All
I'm
right.
gonna go wherever fate takes me.
In which case, you begin to wander the city. You and superheroes, two individuals that are all certainty probably shouldn't be walking around, but with not much left to lose, you just head out anyways. You decide to go. Without an intuition guiding you, you simply go without any sort of objective or stimuli, something that you feel like Mary would be unable to do. This is something that makes you special, even amongst her, something that only Rain could do. And Superheroes follows behind, excitedly, to follow this prospect. And it kind of occurs to you then. In this moment, wandering the streets of the city, you go hours. In fact, you end up going a few days just wandering, waiting about, no need for sleep, stepping about the city, looking for anything, avoiding patrols, taking your time. You end up heading across these lands of this city as you start to see it slowly transform around you. But you do not travel with any sort of goal. Instead, you find the meaning of what a gut instinct would be for you. It is that which would pull you. While you cannot say you'd have an instinct driving you during this point, you could say that at the same result had be reached, at the moment of wandering with no goals, you finally see something that pulls your attention back. As you dip into a small little alleyway with your friends, superheroes, you catch a bunch of flowers assembled out here. Petals decorating, flower beds laid, a lot of them. You remember one time saying something about growing flowers in J City, and these kind of pull you to the side a bit. But it's not only the flowers that pulled you into this alleyway. It was the sign, the words that seemed to describe something for you. The Hijizuru-style dojo. A name you recognized, and didn't think you'd actually hear again. As you step into this alley, superheroes in tow.
Hold on.
You step up, drawn with singular purpose. You end up bumping past a person you barely even stood. Standing right on them, you bump past them as they kind of dip over, yet they don't seem to react negatively in any way. In fact, they just kind of put their head up, turn to the side, and speak to you, finishing their moment of prayer and a little picture assembled. Oh, sorry, I'm just taking up the alleyway, aren't I?
Yeah, sorry for bumping into you. I got a little caught up.
It's cool. Don't worry about it.
She looks past at the dojo, at the situation, at all the flowers laid out, and then doesn't say anything. And similarly, gets down in front of the picture and then looks through, quickly accesses, what am I supposed to do in front of a picture like this? And settles for some sort of awkward half bow immediately behind this person looking down at the picture.
Superheroes mimics your exact motion.
Yeah. She accessed a random Wikipedia article for this. It's probably wrong.
You both continue that for a moment as you just bow and give your respects to this picture assembled beneath you. And then, right next, the other person just kind of accepts this and quietly gives his own prayer once more and kind of turns his head a bit. Well, now, what are you doing all the way out here? Well, I suppose I know the answer to that. Tell me instead, what do he do for you?
She looks back down. Well, she takes a step backwards. I assume that means you already know who I am, who we are.
He kind of stops. What?
She looks back to him. Oh. God. She looks back to the picture. He was somebody I actually fought before.
Oh, really? Plenty of those.
Yeah.
What kind of? He kind of sits back, crosses his legs a bit, and actually moves next to the side. He seems to have left a little bit of coffee steaming as a little offering as he kind of leans back against the wall there. All right then. Tell me, what kind of cool cheesy shit did he say to you? Come on.
Oh no, I'm gonna break this poor man's heart.
Oh no.
She reaches down and pulls out his sword and puts it down in front of the picture.
He sees the sword, sees it placed there, and you see his expression start to go sour as he looks, and You see a genuine sadness fall over his face for a moment as he dips his head down, and it kind of seems sad for a moment there. Oh, damn, I guess. Well, please, you say some cheesy shit to him, maybe? Finish the cycle, you know?
little bit of both. I was the last person he I think I was the last person he talked to before he died. He left me with this. And I've been wondering what to do with it ever since.
Kind of leans back, presses against the wall a bit. Damn. Something seems to crack in his voice a bit. A facade seems to drop for a moment. Always warn him about that shit. Oh, man. Oh. He stops a bit, slaps his cheeks 2 times, and then points a finger forward. I can tell you that he would want you to wield it with pride, I think. It depends. Did he give it to you or did you take it? If you're a looter, I won't be able to let you leave here alive. He combs his hair. Superheroes acts up at a threat, and he's like, hey, hang on. Answer, are you...
Raina shakes her head. No, it was given. Mind if I take a seat too?
Yeah, take a seat. It's fine.
She sits down, and a decision that would take someone else quite some time runs itself across her head, and then she thinks, what the heck? Why not? Rain is going to sit down. She opens her mouth, looking at the sky, sort of choked out by those neon lights. Well, we started as enemies, but by the end, Rain is going to lay out in its entirety her encounter with Sanjayba, the end result, everything. She's gonna spill her guts to Janko.
Okay, not just about the scenario, like that happened there, but beyond that, or or just the fight?
Relevant facts, factoids. I think I don't think she's gonna shy away from keeping secrets. I think she'll lay out the entirety of the scenario to this guy. Nothing left to lose at this point, right? Following that gut instinct, right?
Yeah, fair.
She's gonna lay out everything that happened on that train. Everything that happened with Jaba.
He nods his head and listens as you go, and he kind of he just kind of sits there, and at some point he lit up a cigarette, kind of leaned back, crossed his arms and legs, and just listened to the tale unfold, the last story of his dear friend. And at a certain point, he just starts making a noise, like, oh my god, why did nobody tell me about this? He kind of slams his face into his hands.
She retracts. I mean, really? No one told you? I thought...
No one told me anything. I've just been running around doing my concerts and no one's told me shit.
Well,
oh my god.
I mean, if it's any consolation, everybody who was involved in that incident was incinerated while I didn't know about it, so solidarity there.
I don't think that makes me feel better.
It doesn't make me either.
Oh my god. Oh god. He reassembles himself. You're pretty brave talking that to me. After all, we are on the opposite sides, aren't we?
I guess.
I suppose. Hypothetically, if anyone tells me anything.
She sort of shakes her head. At the same time, I'm sick of the backstabbing. I'm sick of the deception. And I'm sick of feeling like a tool for someone else. So I feel like the very least I could do is speak from my heart. Mm-hmm. It's not like it can get me in any worse trouble than I've already gotten into. So laying it all out seemed like the right thing to do, and she takes a look over. Do you believe in the soul?
He kind of smiles at you. Of course, I believe in soul.
Well, sorry, something somebody said to me earlier got me thinking about it. Rain is, to a certain level, upset with the fact that Von Halen inspired any sort of fun. And yet, she continues on, looking back over. I'm reasonably capable capable of emulating the entirety of a person. Like, I try my best to the point that a few times it's sort of taken on a will of its own.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I'd walked away from this scenario, if I'd picked up that sword again, or if I'd lied to you, tried to deceive you for my own gain, the soul of that swordsman would come back from the beyond and cut me down pretty much immediately.
Mm-hmm. I
Plus,
see.
I feel like I have to set a good example as well. She pats superheroes on the side.
Yeah, he stops, turns over like in this direction, stares at something. He's like, "Shut up." And he turns around again and then adjusts his
What?
glasses. Of course. No, don't worry about it.
Huh?
Don't worry about it, ma'am.
Okay, I won't.
He kind of like again closes an eye and opens one through the sunglasses. Well, you just said you got real soul, Rain.
Well, that's a relief, I guess. She looks up. Why do you say that?
Well, for the same reason my good friend over here, he pats the picture, had a good soul. It's something about being true to yourself. Something about well, I guess it's a way of always looking at it. If everything always works out in your favor and you're always pursuing the best option, well, people who live those kind of lives can't say they got real soul. Because if you really had soul, at some point in time, something you'd have to give. At some point, you'd have to suffer for it. That's kind of how the city works. That's why, even though everyone's all grinded to the nose, I think everyone in J City's got a little soul.
She gets a difficult look on her face. I actually talked to Mary the other night.
He kind of blinks a bit. Really?
Yeah.
Really? Like,
Yeah.
like if that... He kind of thinks, well, I guess then if you're talking to Mary, I guess things are okay, right?
It was emotionlessly. Oh, it was immediately before she mentioned she vaporized my friends. Anyway.
Stop. He seems blown aback by that.
She looks back over.
Like, and you're not lying to me because you said all that stuff. Like,
She kind of like gets a look of consternation on her face. I don't really have anything to gain from lying to you, so no.
I mean, I guess you could like you're trying to push me against my friends, you know, like telling me that Mary would do something so heartless. But I mean, I don't think she would.
Okay, that's fine. she like looks over to him. No, listen. I think it's actually a beautiful thing that you trust your friend that much. She taps her own chest. More recently, I've had to come to terms with what my friends meant to me. Just a little bit. She looks down. I think I was in love with a few of them. That's
Oh,
a
really?
shame.
Love's
Yeah.
a great thing. He kind of
Yeah.
nods his head.
She looks back over. If you love her, that's great. And then she shakes her head. But the first thing she said to me when we talked was, what do I think of humankind, and how do I drive people to be better? I didn't have an answer for her then. Instead, I was curious about hers. I don't think she had an answer for me either. But, she leans in a little closer. I'm starting to think something.
Yeah.
You might be her answer.
Wait,
No,
me? Like,
Well,
no, okay. Yeah,
you
special-
personally. But also the rest of your little friend group.
He kind of gets a complicated expression. Well, I knew that much. But, God, if... He kind of thinks about that. Here I go sympathizing with the enemy again.
She shakes her head and stands up. No, I don't worry about that much. She takes a step back. If her plan was to make the world better by trying to emulate whatever relationship you all had, if she was trying to see that same goodness that she sees in you and everyone else, that's honestly an admirable goal. I wish her the best of luck with it.
He kind of thinks a bit about that. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to give her a talking to for leaving so much details at the door.
Yeah. That's, like I said, I can sympathize with her goal, I guess. But that... She takes a step forward and picks up the sword again. That actually sort of pisses me off all the more. You know?
Ooh. Yeah, I can see that. I can get it. Kind of makes me angry too. Though I think what we're gonna do about it's gonna be a little different, right?
Maybe, maybe not. Rain stops. See, I'm lucky to a certain extent.
Oh yeah, because you didn't blow up, right?
Yeah. For a while I thought I wasn't particularly lucky because of that.
Ah.
She trails off, picks up the sword and rebraces it to her side. No, I'm mad because she clearly values you so much, yet she kept you in the dark, and she takes a step backwards and straightens herself back up. Just the same, I don't believe the soul of this swordsman would rest easily if I lied to your face. I don't think he'll rest easily with her lying to yours either.
He kind of nods about that. Right.
She
Makes
smiles.
sense.
And, of course, there's one remaining thing. The thing I'm lucky about, of course. She crosses her arms. My friends... I didn't lose all of them. In fact, we actually happen to share one.
He kind of thinks about that. Yeah.
I wasn't able to be there for... I wasn't able to be there for the people I loved, but I'm not out of people I love yet. Not yet. She taps her chest again. So, I'm gonna do my best. For whatever life's left inside of my body, I'm going to make sure that she's doing okay.
He kind of thinks about that a bit. Right. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Ruth was talking about you guys. I remember now. We used to go out dancing and stuff, and she'd tell me all about it. Wait, does she know? Did she know and I don't?
Rain shrugs. I honestly don't know.
Superheroes perks up. She knows now!
Rain nods very solemnly. Good. That saves me a little bit of trouble.
Oh, God. I need to talk to some people. Okay.
He stands up. Well, thanks for being all civil-like. Sorry things are gonna have to get all nasty at some point, most likely. Dang. You know, he kind of scratches the side of his head. I really know why they didn't tell me now. Probably wanted to keep me all out of it. Now that I know, I can't just bow my head low anymore. Ignorance is bliss and all that stuff, I guess.
I don't necessarily think so. I mean, if you'd been left out of it, and if the people around you had gotten hurt, as they have been, you've been able to rest easy?
That's pretty damn cool. Lots of soul. He nods his head. Like it. Yeah. Well, you're gonna wield that blade in his name. I approve, but I'm not the one you need permission from.
She
kind of nods his head. In there.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
She takes a step forward and then stops. If you're going to go see Ruth, like it sounds like you are, we're headed to the same place.
Oh, yeah?
She nods.
Oh, well, shit, I guess I'll just wait then. I'll be right at the door. I'm not gonna go inside. I will, but I'm not gonna be like
You
I
sure
don't think
about
she's
that?
gonna be too
Okay.
happy when you walk in that door. So I'm just being honest with you. You're gonna need to you need to be ready for that. Are you doing okay? You looks like kind of banged up a bit.
Hmm. Well, I recently regained a part of me that was lost, so she taps herself again. There's a spark of power. I'm feeling a little more up to it than I was before.
Superheroes comes closer, grabs your arm, which has been hanging loose, and then kind of pushes it into place on
Thank
your
you.
arm.
Thank you
And
very much.
he activates his stand ability so that it'll sit. I will need to stay within range of you.
Excellent. Yes, I'm completely ready. Her arm drops off.
Incorrect. It is incapable of dropping off. My stand locks it in place. You're fine.
Fantastic.
Unless you walk too far away, in which case it will fall off.
she moves forward and slowly opens the door.
You open the door and head on inside. And as you do, let me just move you all inside myself. You see, moving inside, you see this dojo assembled in front of you. And right across, pretty empty, a few posts, a sun emblazoned on the form. You see a lady in some kind of sports jacket, sitting down, staring directly at a sword hanging there, simply meditating. Janko and Superheroes come and slip into the side, where Superhero stands proud next to you. Janko kind of slithers onto the corner and leans back against the wall and disassociates with you guys. As you stare across,
Oh, damn.
yo, Yasuha! She stops and turns her head a little bit and sees you. And she then kind of turns, moves, stands up. You notice a sword at her side as well, as she kind of looks across, and then she notices you stepping forward, and she seems to have a rather calm, placid expression on her face. And she notices the sword you're holding in her hand, and the most imperceptible frown seems to shift to her lips as she stares directly across at you. Well, who are you, and why do you have that?
Oh boy. She looks back to Janko. Do you mind a repeat performance?
Act like I'm not here.
Rain intentionally still drags him into this. she seems to find some part of this amusing and takes a step inwards. Well, okay. I guess I could tell you about how I met Sanjeba. She goes on to describe the circumstance on the train.
She waits patiently, standing there with her sword. Putting a hand on her hip, she just kind of stands and leans very slightly, kind of tilting her head and watching you and kind of sizing you up as you tell the tale. Probably trying to visualize you fighting him. Okay, well, in that case, why did you show up here?
She looks down at the sword, picks it up. Well, I arrived due to, I guess, instinct or just rote elimination of possibility. She holds the sword out for a second. I fully intended coming back to return this blade, but to tell you the truth, after a conversation with him, she drags Janko into it again.
He slides more into the corner the more
I'm going to hold on to this.
She kind of looks. Oh, did he tell you that? He gave you permission to do that?
Well, Jaba did, yes. She nods. And tests
She kind of
it a little bit.
Wow, that's rich. Any reason I should believe that?
Absolutely none, but
Absolutely right.
she
There is none.
she thinks for a second. I believe the accuracy with which I've described the events should match your understanding of Jaba's character. I don't know why you
Oh, it
disbelieve
does.
me.
You know, honestly, I don't. But there's enough room to doubt. Really, I'm just looking for an excuse right now. You know?
Oh. Rain stops for a moment and thinks. If you're looking for an excuse... Oh, maybe I could help. She takes a step forward. To be fully honest, I could tell you at the very end what he said to me and why it's bothered me ever since. And also, probably my dumb insistence for carrying this blade. He encountered me when I was at a low point for myself. Lower than I am now, believe it or not. He told me that living or fighting for revenge was weak shit. She sort of readies the blade a little bit. Then he handed this off to me, and he lost his life fighting for revenge.
He kind of looks at that. Yeah, that does sound a bit weak shit. I'll let you know. That's where it just kind of scratches wrong, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just say that, go off, go and do that? Guess that's just how it is. Even dudes like him can be weak sometimes. But, guess I'm feeling a little weak too around the knees after all. He and men loved scrapping and brawling around all the time. He'd usually take care of this side of the city. I'd go help a bit in the underpass area, but oh, I gotta tell you, he ran off to go do something and then told me to watch shop around for him, you know? See the guts on that guy telling me to do something before even fighting me for it. Come on.
This isn't even your dojo.
No, it's his. I don't even practice his dumbass style. Good though.
I have to say, I do appreciate it greatly, yes. She gets a big smile.
Oh, you've learned it?
No, I can't say that truly. I've copied it.
She kind of thinks about that a bit. Right. Well, I hope you understand. Right now, I really want nothing more than to cut you into little pieces and spread you across this dojo. And you know, the reason I do isn't because of something like revenge. Again, that's kind of weak shit. I've done my dues. I had to watch every single one of the person he helped come up here, leave a flower on the door, and I just got to think this entire time while I was sitting there, damn bastard, no one leave that many flowers for me. If anything, I'm a little pissed at him dying before I got more popular. So, if you don't mind, I do want to fight you, but it's not out of revenge. It's more out of anger and excitement, I guess. I mean, here comes someone. She starts moving forward. That's almost... You beat him. After all, you beat Sanjaba. You beat the guy I've been fighting to beat for years. So you gotta understand, I'm damn curious what's in that body of yours to make you so strong.
She, Rain gets the same, like, it's the same placid smile she's had plastered on her face this entire time. Honestly, this is a delightful turn of events. She places her hand on the sword, and then intakes a breath. It's a rattling breath that moves through her body, but it's one that she has to take now. The Hammond drive, short-circuiting slightly, sends power to her various appendages, and keeps her moving. Last vestige of Johann. Especially lately. Everyone seems to want to fight me for some reason. I seem to have taken on some sort of value as a target. And to tell you what, she lowers the sword for a second. I'm actually getting, what's this feeling? Frustrated. Yes. This is anger. she starts to feel it spread throughout her. Now, at first, I was told that this would be a problem, but currently, and especially recently, I'm starting to think it might be a necessary survival mechanism for me.
She kind of smiles at you, getting the same expression on her icon. Anger without tying it to someone else's actions? Now that's that strong shit. Come on.
Rain draws the weapon. So, do me a favor. Let me output this somewhere.
Go ahead. She spreads her legs a bit forward and back, raises up the katana up above her head, and stands there directly in front of you. And roll me initiative, Jay.
Absolutely. Modifier
Also,
1.
Let's see. 6.
Hey, Christian.
Ooh. Yeah?
I'd like to narratively spend one of my leftover character creation points.
Okay, what are you going to do?
I would like to do 2 things. 1, I'd like to grab Ham on level 1. It's broken.
Okay.
It's busted, but it's all I've got right now. And 2, I'd like to raise my bravery up a point.
Okay, so that's 2 then.
That's
would be
2 entire bravery.
Oh, nice. That's 3 of them. Okay, yeah, you have enough for that. I forgot to add motive. That's 11 for her.
Okay.
What did you get?
I'm gonna roll like shit. Let me see. So yeah, let's do this. Oh, okay, yeah, she goes first.
Okay, sure. And you go there first. And as she goes first, she kind of seems to stand there, grip the sword, and then, with 0 movement, she holds herself there, and she lets you go first.
Oh, excellent. Oh, I see. That makes a lot of sense for the relationship. Rain is going to exhale slowly, and the words of Sanjayba echo through her head. All out offense, no defense. She takes a step forward and swings.
You step forward and swing, and before you even manage to get a hit, your sword clinks off the air that hangs between both of you. And in response to that, she seems to jump up, bouncing off of something, and then leaps up and stabs downward at you. This is still a clash here, but
yeah,
we're gonna see what happens.
Let's see.
So, there is a bizarre field active, by the way.
Ah, fantastic. So let's give this a shot.
Oh, and after you do this, give me a health roll, because while you are still screwed up beyond repair, currently you are kind of being held together by superheroes, enough to give you like 5d6 health. Yeah.
Oh, 5d6? Okay, I'll only take, hold on. Let's do this. Okay, pretty good, honestly.
Yeah. And now,
Nice
I'll
round number.
roll against you. Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Oh, I've got an idea for this fight. What's a good object bonus?
A good object bonus?
Yeah, for sword.
For sword, I'd say a 2.
A 2, okay. There we go.
All right. So, when you went forward with that slice, she ended up bouncing off of the wall in front of you and reaching over and slashing down with her own blade. It seems to chip you, barely reaching over to get right above your head. Cutting across, it actually cuts off a slight bit of lock of hair around the back of your head and cuts into the back of your skull. That would probably kill someone who was not made of metal. But she kind of lands down and eyes you from this side. She knows you're an android, at least, or from your story, you told her.
She explained.
She explained it. And she kind of, again, cycles around to the side here and waits again. As her turn comes, she passes it once more.
Okay, excellent. Do I take any damage?
1.
1, okay. Excellent. God, I love this tune so fucking much.
Fucking good.
Okay. There we go.
Ooh, okay.
A little bit better.
Just...
Rain's going to... She takes a step back.
Rain.
And yes.
As you take a step back, you bump into something right here and stop moving. You click with something. Something about that's a little suspicious.
Do I gain a resolve?
Yes, you do.
That's great.
As, yeah, she seems to move forward, but then stops right here. Instead, just kind of halting as you backed up and bumped against something. And then her turn comes, and she kind of cycles around this way.
Okay. Is it my
moving
go?
with shifting steps, and then hands over to you, yeah.
Raina's going to reach into her pocket and take that same arrow that she had before the stone one and whip it behind her exactly parallel to her.
Ah, okay. So, like, make a line, basically?
Make a line straight back parallel to her, right past superheroes.
All right, you toss it back, and it actually clicks right here and bounces off against the floor.
Oh, that's interesting. Does it mirror your motions? Monologue.
She's silent. She moves with purposeful steps. But no, you analyze the data in your head, and you notice that that's not possible, no. It's not something about her positioning. There is something going on, but that's not based off her. She is moving around something, though.
She, that was Rain's action. Rain wants to see what happens if she monologues and just lets her do her thing.
All right. She kind of steps up and waits a bit. And she kind of analyzes you're not attacking. And she seems to bring her sword down. And she stabs forward, going straight and actually attacking you.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Let's see. Modifier, trait, object. Okay.
All right. And as that happens, you prepare to dodge back, but the sword, moving very quickly, she stabs on through there and is going to deal 5 damage and pierce through your chest unless you do something.
Damn.
You get a resolve point.
I do have a resolve point. I'm going to take the damage.
All right, that's 5 damage.
Okay. Rain is going to... Oh boy. Yeah, let's do something ballsy. Rain is going to brace her foot sort of backwards and then is going to attempt to wall run up whatever is immediately behind her.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, she's gonna get about here and then use the extra weight, velocity, and momentum to drive the sword down with a plunging attack.
All right, go in. Let's see.
Let's see. There we go.
Alrighty. And in response to that, just you end up leaping over and taking advantage of that to bring it down. And as you climb over that spot, leaping ahead, you find yourself pressing down, and you do manage to take a clip off of her arm from the downward projectile angle. She barely manages to dodge her head to the side and gets nicked as she kind of steps back, a bit of blood pooling out of her jacket. Ooh, this jacket's real expensive, lady.
My hair is also... It's fine.
Oh, you're really pissing me off, she says, and then stands with a calm, imperceptible demeanor.
Is she just gonna wait again?
She steps off to the side and draws her sword a bit up again, waits.
Rain starts to think. She discovered that this has nothing to do with her positioning. It's a funny thing. At the start of her movement, she's gonna take a step forward and then immediately juke backwards to see if that space is now off limits to her.
You step forward like here, basically?
She takes literally one step forward and then immediately reverses.
You feel your foot tap against something and then you reverse it back.
Okay. In front of me or?
In front of you.
In front of me?
Or wait, are you,
So,
did you land on her spot? Is that where you were going for?
Well, to describe her motion, Rain's standing right here.
Mm-hmm.
She takes a step forward, and then she's going to take a step back. What happens to her movement?
You get blocked right there.
Right here, okay. That's pretty fun. She's going to dip around to this side.
Okay, will do.
And take a step forward here. And swing in.
Alright, and, actually, wait, you move this way?
Move through the center and then down this way.
When you bump here, you are again stopped, and now it kind of hits you. You were blocked there before, and something seems to come to attention in your head. You were blocked right there.
Yeah.
You were blocked right there. You were blocked right there as well. And your man starts to piece together these gray spots in which you're unable to move past. Though you can't perceive it, something's blocking you, and it seems to be consistent.
So she's drawing these areas out. Okay. Rain chills.
Alright, you chill and wait there a bit. And She kind of stops again, pushes around, keeps an eye on where you are and what you're doing, and realizes you're not going again. And so, quickly, she darts past this way, and then stopping, sliding, she positions the sword kind of resting on her arm, and then stabs forward directly through at you.
Okay. So she can move through these spaces. Excellent.
Her sword's moving through it.
Her
She
sword's
still
moving
stays
through
on
it.
this side. She does not approach you much closer than that spot.
Rain's going to inhale, and using her big strong brain, is going to actually let the sword fall from her side and try to grab hers and yank it through.
All right, in that case, let's make that opposed.
Okay, adding my brains to this. And in this case, I get no object bonus since this is her sword.
Oh, hey, you clash.
Excellent. Okay. Let's do it again!
Let's do it again.
Again!
Okay, you go in to grab the sword, and swifting very slightly, the blade turns, and she juts it down just a few inches and cuts a finger off of your hand, and then slides the sword back very quickly.
I'm gonna spend one of my resolve points to add to the total and take some damage on this. I'm
All
fine
right,
with
then-
eviscerating myself.
It's fine. You stop the damage of it, or
No, I'm re-rolling and adding it to the total, as is my
okay.
android way. So,
very true. All right.
So let's fuck myself up. Okay, that is.
All right.
Oh, that's beautiful. I've got to spend another resolve to not die.
Ooh, okay.
It's fine. I've got a plan for this.
Okay. What do you do then?
So here's what Rain does. She sees the sword coming out, and she takes her damn near useless arm and just puts it against the surface and lets this person impale her sword all the way down her arm. Using the fucking force of it, yells, "Superheroes, let it go."
Oh, he does. Very clicking, the arm just falls across as the sword connected with it.
Rain fires electricity down the arm the split second as it disengages, causing some sort of twisted, just like almost necrosis setting in immediately. The arm flips around through the airs. The fingers all tighten. She flips her arm around, and all of the digits grip her now severed shoulder. She flips her arm around, now severed, reversed, with the sword sticking out of it.
The sword flees from her grip as... How much was that roll-wise?
That was, oh boy, that would have been, 26.
Okay. And then they roll 14.
Yeah,
so
and then
means...
she's just gonna sweep her fucking sword arm back through the wall.
Alright, you do that, and so that's... Oh, and that's doubled because of that. Okay, she's gonna burn the Bizarre Field to negate this to herself. Because she has to, or else. But you do manage to get the sword. With that, she's forced to ban it. She rolls and spreads across, and you impact this, and something spreads. Something crashes down, and you feel it. In that moment when you pulled it across, your arm, the way it tumbled, the way she was stabbing through, there's only one thing that could be. In fact, it's quite obvious. The sound, the weight, the pressure and pushback it gave to you, you've got a pretty good read on things. You just blew up a cinder block wall. And she was stabbing through the holes.
That's clever.
And it kind of hits you. Huh. Well, you don't see those, but cinder blocks aren't stands. So her stand ability must be tied to projecting some kind of objects.
Yeah.
At least their form. However, you do know you knocked them over.
Yeah.
So, yeah. She seems to have set up a little bit of a maze in here for you.
That's fun. Does she lose her Bizarre Field? Because
Yes, she does.
there's just one of me? Okay.
Yeah, she kind of holds up her hands. Real good.
Rain, now with her reverso sword arm, is like, similarly, really good. Hope you don't mind I took that from you.
I mind a lot. Give it back.
Afraid I can't. It's lodged. Rain picks up Jaba's sword as well.
Ever heard of Sword in the Stone?
Oh boy, if you're about to hit me with a one-liner, it better be good.
No, I'm not. I'm just gonna take my sword back.
Oh, thank you.
She runs forward and presses her foot in the edge of what must be a cinder block and uses it to jump up and kind of flip over the wall in front of you as she reaches around and tries to grab the sword as it protrudes from the arm.
Rain this time is more ready. As she
All right.
moves in, she's going to take her freshly integrated cyborg arm blade and fight back against this, using a little bit of that big, strong brain.
All right. And let's see. Without any of that, it's just this.
And I get to see her rolls.
Oh, yeah. No, I accidentally GM rolled it. It's a 9.
Okay,
Ah!
and for a cyborg weapon, there you go.
Okay. That's pretty damn good. That's 6 then, right?
Yes.
So as you go around, you basically how do you swat her out of the air?
So basically, Rain lets the sword slide down again, disengaging it slightly, as she basically negotiates it around to the ideal position. Her arm is fucked. This will not work again. She'll need a replacement. But for now, it works as an adequately good club. If she contorts her shoulder just right, she can swing it. She does. She knows, however, that she's so fixated on getting her own sword back, she won't anticipate Jaba's. One motion is incredibly exaggerated. It cleaves an arc through the air, striking back against the cinder blocks. But then her other arm arcs up and jabs her directly through the belly.
Oh, yeah, you stab in there, and she kind of tumbles back, gripping at her stomach a bit as she does that. Ooh. She stands up again and kind of shifts a bit. And it's your turn, I think.
Okay, Rain's going to immediately charge in and attempt to follow up. Her arm falls
Alrighty.
off.
Yeah, would do that.
Now she's just got Sunjaba's sword.
All right, in which
Keep
case,
using my
go
big
on
strong
against it.
brain.
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
That's
Ooh.
10 damage.
Yeah,
She
she's
gonna spend some of
gonna-
that resolve?
She's gonna spend 2 of her resolve. As you kind of come in, she instead dodges out to the side, stopping you from getting an actual purchase against her. As she kind of slides against there. Oh, damn, you got me real tilted. I just made a stupid call there. Gotta stop fighting like the big man. Hang on. As are you gonna take another action or burn something for that, or are you just gonna let her go?
She's just gonna let her go. She
Alright.
she takes the embedded. Actually, no. She's gonna take the embedded sword arm and kick it over to her.
Oh, okay.
Normally, I'd do you the service of pulling it out myself, but unfortunately, I can't. And then a voice echoes through the back of her head. A little disarmed. Please, no more Von Halen. Please, no more Von Halen.
You hear words coming out from her as she's like, really giving a disarmed opponent their weapon back, huh?
Mm. She braces Jaba's sword against her back again. Once again, I don't want to make the same mistake I suppose I have been. Punching down and all that. In this moment, I carry both of the weapons. That didn't seem particularly fair. Looks back over to superheroes. Truth and justice and all that, right?
He gives you a thumbs up. He's been very quiet, but you notice that occasionally when something happens, his little light on the top of his head kind of flares up a bit. And she reaches down and grips with both hands and pulls up the sword out of your arm after pressing her foot to kind of push it down. And she holds the sword there a bit, and then steps a bit back and lifts it up again and waits for you.
Mm-hmm. Rain's going to take a step forward. So this is a cinder block wall she figured out, and there are holes in it. Rain is going to attempt to swing her sword down through the ground, and she's going to attempt to cause enough, like, oh, she's gonna apologize to Jaba before destroying his dojo. She's going to swing her sword up and around to send shavings of the various tatami mats up through the room to make it rest across various surfaces.
Oh, okay, that's pretty smart. Which
just-
case?
Listen, I can't do a tatami mat flip if there's not fucking, like, if there's fucking cinder blocks on them.
Yeah.
I gotta know the spot.
I'll mark a few spots as the further away they get, the more
Yeah.
like sparse they are. You start to kind of piece together some locations here.
Okay, excellent. Cool. That's all she's doing.
Yeah. And your opponent, on the other hand, she was moving back, but she didn't really take the same stance as before. She kind of speaks up. Really, thanks for your honor, but I don't take charity. She flips the sword and then kind of crouches down, and then with a kick, she almost roundhouse kicks the sword forward, and it slides through, flying at you like a projectile, attempting to pin you against the back wall, flying through a
Okay,
hole.
let's give it a shot. That explodes.
Oh, you.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh.
Yeah. So it flies through, but you manage to destroy it, unless you have a way you could counterattack with it.
Yeah, I think that one just flies through. It's fine.
Yeah. And after that, she 3, 4, 5, 6 starts running this way.
Oh, excellent. Rain is going to give chase, running in this direction. I accept any hell that is waiting for me as I round this corner.
You bump into that corner right there,
I bump into it, round,
and then you kind of slide around. Yeah.
and then she's going to, closing the distance, try to jut forward with her blade.
Alrighty, give that a roll.
Okay. Boop, boop, boop. There you go. 10.
All right, let's see.
12.
All right, so
damn nice.
you go in to cut, and it looks like you're gonna get her, but she manages to, taking advantage of walls she knows the location of, she clicks her foot against the side here, and then hops against here, and double jumping basically off the walls, crashes against the pillow, kind of setting it fluffing up. As she reaches forward, grabs the sword off of this, clicks it, kicks over the stand, turns around, and pulls out this long blade that she turns in your direction.
Fucking awesome.
And she waits.
Okay.
As well, it's her turn, actually, I realize.
Yeah, no, it's her go.
She'll still wait, actually.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I think she'll do. She'll move here, here, and here, and then wait.
Oh, that's fun. So, can I'd like to see how this goes. I'd like to try to memorize and then ditto her motions exactly.
Okay, sounds good.
Would that be brains?
That would be.
Okay, excellent. Here we go.
All right. Yeah, you can do that then.
Okay.
So you go in and try to match her motions in order to... Yeah.
Dramatically land here, and it's almost unnerving or uncanny because I make the same motion she does.
Yeah. Yeah. She kind of looks at that and lets you do that again, kind of eyeing you up. Do you continue to approach her, or do you just wait
Oh,
there?
absolutely.
All right. And as you eye up, she kicks the stand next to her, the pedestal. And in that moment, something happens. Taking the exact same motions would obviously be important for trying to mimic her. It would be unnerving. And at the same time, she is going to use one of her brain points, so she's pulling a little trick on you. As you move in, an opponent stares directly at you. And raising up a sword, you try to process this for a moment until you realize, a second too late, that opponent is the hologram of some form, to make mimicry of that. A training dummy of some kind, to fight against.
Oh, that's so good!
And the real blade that comes forward is the one that comes from hers. The long blade stabbing directly at you.
Oh man, that's fucking excellent.
Yeah.
Is that a
she's gonna-
stand effect that I can't resist?
No, that isn't. That's her
Oh.
just being crafty. She adds a
Oh,
brain
that's
score
great.
to that.
Okay.
Yeah, she spends a brain score for this little ploy. So, ooh,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh boy, that's pretty good.
That beats it by 5.
Yeah, no, that beats it by 5. If we're factoring in that shit, okay, then my Hamon goes off. Since
Yeah.
part of this.
That's true.
You
Okay,
still
so that's
beat me.
only
Two.
that's only 2 damage then. As you manage to, at least sort of, you're in a defensive stance in that sudden encounter, so you only get winged against your other arm, kind of cutting up and sending your sword a bit to the side. Regardless, it is now her turn. As, taking that opportunity, she again dodges out to the side and heads this way.
Okay, time to follow those exact same motions again.
All right.
Rain's gonna close in and get pranked by another hologram.
As that happens, a hologram does pop up, but this is not her prank. You immediately push past expecting it. What you don't expect is for her to spin around and slash at the pedestal, shattering it apart and sending the pedestal itself flying straight at you, hologram and all.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Let me go like this and like this and like this. Ooh, bad.
All right, so let me roll for her again. And that'll be... Ooh.
Ooh, ow, oof, ow, 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 ow. Okay, yeah, I take 7.
Alrighty. As she does that, she knocks these two directly at you, and then they kind of impact, slamming, the metal hitting there before it kind of spins to the ground. The hologram projected sideways across the floor. And, yeah, with that in mind, she again redirects herself. And then stands right here and waits for you to approach again.
Oh,
Gonna
that's
mirror me
excellent.
again? Maybe you should try doing something yourself. You're never gonna win with Hijizuru style if you're mirroring someone with my style.
She, Rain considers that for a moment. I guess you might be right. What would you call your style?
Crane.
Okay. She starts to adjust herself a little bit. Would you say it goes a little bit like this? She assumes the same stance as her.
She frowns. Gosh. That sucks. It's like seeing a rip-off of your favorite game being sold at a shitty, like, convenience store or something.
Trust me, I know. I think I'm starting to understand. But it's pretty good advice. God. Style's full of holes, though. She adjusts herself again.
She kind of looks directly at you and still waits.
It's... I guess I can kind of get it. The ability of your stand is meant to sort of shore up the various weaknesses of this style. That's why you're using it, isn't it?
To a degree. It's not a weakness if you have a solution. And nothing's
She-
perfect.
She looks down. I don't actually think that's necessarily the case. I think you could probably push this style a little bit further. That's why you wanted Jaba to still be around. She takes a step forward, maybe a little less stand.
You bump into the wall and then readjust and move past it.
Yeah. And a little more you, she bumps into another wall. And then stands right here and just waits.
She holds herself right there and kind of grips the sword just a little bit more and then looks directly at you. Well, I will say there's no real solution for something like this, but I'd love to find it out, so why don't you just sit right still for me? There are 2 walls immediately to your left and right and 1 right behind you. There's ways to escape on either side, you just have to squeeze a bit. She raises the sword down. You know, this is a situation that he'd love. He'd do something like this. You see, she pulls her style down a bit, shifts it to her side, and you can almost hear it in your head. That Hijizuru style once again ringing out. However, as she begins pressing forward with her strike, it seems to be a little bit different. Just a slight bit off. As she moves and executes Hijizuru style with less fanfare and less experience compared to him. So let me just roll this then. And that way. Oh,
Oh, there it is. Rain, let's, for a second, the sword that she's now holding in crane style fall from her side, and instead of following up with either of their styles, she is going to just buckle down, crack all of her fingers, and deck her in the face.
all right.
Okay, so let's do this.
Let's see. This is gonna be.
And this for an android weapon.
Oh, it clashes.
Exactly what I
Oh.
was hoping for. Okay.
Oh boy. Okay then.
I know exactly what's going to happen here. Okay, please. Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. I have a prayer.
Okay. Oh!
Let me just so I also get this from my weapon. Okay, that also explodes. Let me just okay. So that is 22. Oh god. 30, double it. That's 60. And then I'm going to I'm gonna burn my last resolve and let's double it again.
Oh, okay.
And immediately deal that much damage to me as well.
All right. You don't even need to double it. You'll do it anyways, because I know you. But
yeah.
you go in and you punch, and she kind of seems to stumble back already. Like you see consciousness fading from her mind, and you, a little bit angry, push your body beyond what you reasonably should, and punch her again in the same spot, probably cracking her nose a bit or something. You at least feel the sensation as she gets sent flying back against the cinder block wall, crashing through it as Superheroes catches her, and then just kind of holds her there, making sure she touches the ground quite gently because she is unconscious.
Rain reeled back and fucking did that. She drops the sword for a second. Exactly in this moment, as fucking Hamon begins to crackle again and sends her flying backwards through the wall. Imitations? Real thing? What was all that horse crap? To tell you the truth, she starts to move forward. I think anyone that feels anything particularly strongly, whether it's revenge, love, or anything like that, regardless of what shape it takes, that's the real shit. Judging something because it's bad, just because, I don't know, it can get you killed, something like that. It's kind of spitting in the face of someone like me, don't you think? The only thing I can do is copy and take from others. All I've got is what I've learned. So, take it from an imitation. Sometimes we can surpass the real thing. Crane, Hichizuru, it's all great, trust me. I'm not carrying your swords for that reason, though. She takes Jaba's sword back, puts it on her side, and starts to walk towards the door.
You walk towards the door, and yeah.
Slowly puts her hand on it. I'm carrying on Jaba's soul, not his sword. She puts her hand on it, and then fucking collapses.
You fall to the ground as well, and Superheroes, extending out both hands, holds her in one and then tries to catch you in the other, but kind of holds you up by the scarf. Jaba kind of, or not Jaba, but in the corner, someone kind of walks up, seeing you in a deactivated state, or a collapsed state at least.
Yeah, she's still on. It's just bad.
He kind of leans over. Dang. Well, I thought that was a cool speech. I don't think she heard it.
Yeah, I mostly said that for myself. I think.
He kind of like thinks about that. Well, I guess so. Sure. Can you like take naps?
No, I can't. So, you're going to see Ruth, right? Can you give me a ride? Come on, it'll be easy. Just carry me, come on. I'm in mourning.
He kind of reaches down and kind of picks you up, and then kind of like holds you in both arms. Oh wow, you're made of metal. Oh, He kind
Thank
of like
you very much.
buckles a bit as he holds you in his arms, just like, all right, hang on. He moves you to the side, and Ace, hey buddy, he deposits you in Superhero's arm and then goes to pick her up instead. All right, I'm gonna put her to bed real quick. Let's go. He starts moving through places where walls were moments ago, but now they've seemed to faded. As pressing forward, you kind of seem to sit there for a moment.
Yeah.
So, did you have fun?
I think I did. This is where my intuition leads me. It leads me to a very angry place.
Awesome.
Hey, superheroes?
Yes, Rain.
Do you think they're resting easy?
He kind of thinks about that a little bit as he kind of holds on to you and just kind of you notice that Superheroes kind of turns in his own head a bit. He kind of thinks about that a little himself, and he kind of turns down again and is like, they lived rather rambunctious lives. I'm sure they'd be a little pissed off if they were resting easy, wouldn't they?
She kind of settles a little bit. I guess that's the best we could hope for, right?
That they're still fighting even in death?
I guess. Damn it,
He kind
no.
of holds you there a bit.
No,
It's
no,
just
no,
like,
no.
mm.
It feels absolutely absurd to go this far for Jaba, right? Someone we barely met, right?
He kind of looks at you. No, it is not. I do that every day of my life.
Yeah, you do. That's
And I don't
why
think
I'm
it's
doing
absurd
my
at
best
all.
to follow your example, but this is the best I can manage. I knew Jaba for all of 15 minutes. And if I can go this far for him, how am I ever supposed to repay even a fraction of what they did for me?
He kind of thinks about that one a bit. He kind of considers that a little bit more, and then, sorry, I'm confused. You're trying to repay them? For what?
Because it's not fair. It's... When I spent all that time researching who I wanted to be, I honed in on so many lost souls. So many people lost to history who were just stepped over because somebody bigger wanted their way. I wanted to be something for people like that. Now, they're just like the rest of them.
He kind of moves you a bit to the side, brings you in a little bit. You notice he collects some pieces of you that had scattered across, and he very delicately and carefully starts to put you back together bit by bit, kind of clicking things into place. Circuitry that won't really stick in any way, but the body will move. Even if the joints might not, even if you'll glitch or shake about a bit. And he kind of looks directly across, fixes up the body. It seems as though that is your desire.
Is it wrong? It's clearly Mary has people that love her too. Clearly she's doing this for a reason of her own self-preservation. Is it wrong to have wanted something better for them?
No. I see it's not wrong at all. It simply did not come to pass that way. But that's not to change the reason why you wanted to do it, correct?
No, but how could I ever move on? I never had a chance to apologize to Chuckle. Never figured it out with Presley. I never told Johan how important he was. If it's not wrong, then it'll just be a problem forever. I don't want to wind up like her.
He stops and holds onto your hand really quick and just kind of clicks something together, and you feel your hand reconnect with the body as I believe we have a habit to conflate certain goals with objectives of ours and our feelings. After all, we place value over what we do, for what we do applies a success rate to our emotional states. A goal acts as a sort of validation for what we feel. It simply, at least for me, was the way I found success in my life. These things you are mentioning now, you will be able to pursue your goal continually, without stop. You will be able to always fight, no matter how much you lose. You should separate that from your feelings of remorse. They are their own. Those 5 were not simply those who were tread upon. They were also your friends. Correct?
She quickly goes through, accessing all of those files that were stored away extremely rapidly, hurriedly, because the damage would spread almost immediately. She almost lets it soak for a second. More starts to sort of short out and break, and all she can really manage is a single nod. They didn't deserve that.
They did not. This city is full of people like that. In my pursuit of justice, I have failed numerous times. I continue to preserve, but I do not forget. He reaches up, and you notice that he grips on to a sash, one that you remember from a long time ago, one that didn't belong to him but still hangs around his neck, one that still has those tiny little bloodstains on it. I believe.
Looks at that.
Would that make you like her? Deciding to remember?
She looks back over at the door that Janko went through, assuming he's now politely waiting on the other side for us to finish our conversation.
You can feel that, yeah.
She once again sort of taps her chest. Logical conclusion would be yes. Right now, I don't know what I'm capable of. But at the same time, I guess whatever intuition or soul I have is telling me it won't end up the same. I don't want to be like her. I don't want to cause anyone to suffer like this. But I also don't want... She turns and pointedly looks at the door again. I don't want anyone to wind up like me.
The door very slightly creaks open as Janko kind of steps on through, and then he throws the door open and kind of steps through with big gate and just kind of moves on through. Does his hair real quick and kind of steps on up next to you and just kind of crouches down. Yeah, that's some real tough shit, ain't it? Sorry for you.
She looks down. This is a horrific pain. Whatever section of this I can spare you, I suppose will be a worthy purpose or a goal.
Yeah.
So,
well,
I want to ask you for a favor.
What is it?
Help me find a way to stop Mary that doesn't end with you feeling like this.
He kind of thinks about that. Crosses his arms again while still squatting down. Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Tell you what, though. If you concern yourself with that, don't concern yourself with how I feel. I'll take care of that myself, okay?
Rain leans back. I guess that's
Where'd
the
all
best I could hope for.
Where'd all that anger go? You're showing it off a few moments ago.
Oh, it's still here.
Oh. He kind of scratches back his head. Right. Sorry, I always can't tell. It's not a thing. I couldn't tell with Mary, but I couldn't even tell with most of my friends. I'm a bit bad at reading character. Well, no, I think I'm pretty good at that. I'm bad at reading spirit sometimes. But he kind of moves up, helps you stand up again. Well, I guess you gotta be a little less like Mary and a little less like me if you want to get on to the other side. Gotta be a little less afraid.
She looks over. Less afraid.
Yeah. I mean, it might not be fear, but that caution, that overthinking, that's something that you two do share. But she kind of scratches his chin a bit. I think she's just a little bit too afraid right now. It's my goal to snap her out of it. I think it's your goal to take her down, right? Still?
That's the one she wants.
He kind of thinks about that again.
I don't know if it's the one that I want, though.
Nice. That's good. Kind of steps up a bit and kind of clicks the door a bit. Well, let me know what you think. The moment you decide to, if you decide to, kill her or anything like that, I'm afraid that's the day when we become enemies. But till that day, I'm fine with chilling out. After all, we share one thing in common, right? We're both mourners.
I guess. And we have a friend in common. Rain taps herself, though. Kill her, though. I'm not capable of doing that. I can't kill humans.
He kind of stops and turns back. Really? Oh, wait, shit, do you not know she's an android too?
I couldn't classify her as one currently.
Oh. Huh. He kind of thinks about that a bit.
And just the same, if I employed her methods, came at her with the same amount of force and fury that she came at me, well, I'd be leaving her in a similar state to myself. No, destroying Mary like this is one thing. I want to destroy her in a way that matters a little more.
He kind of, you see a chill run down Janko's spine when you say that. He's like, oh, okay, damn. Alrighty. He kind of holds the door and pulls it open. Well, let's get going. How about that?
Yes. If possible, I'd like to speak to Ruth.
Yeah, I got some words too. He steps on out. And Superheroes helps you stand this time. He doesn't need to carry you, but he does need to maybe lend you an arm for now. And he kind of seems, his head kind of seems to drift down a little bit at something.
What's up?
My apologies. I just thought that perhaps you would have found a purpose from this, and now I may. I will not give up until you find a purpose to drive you. He pumps his hand again.
Oh, she stops. Sorry, I tend to get caught up in my own head. I think I found one.
Oh?
Yeah.
He looks excited at you. You can see through the body language, even though he doesn't have a face. Superhero seems to have been programmed to emote at these things, lacking any sort of expressions.
In the event that someone is unable to speak for themselves, I'm going to do my best to carry their voices forward. I'm going to do my best to carry on their wills. They might be gone, but that doesn't mean that they didn't live, and they can live on through me. That's what I came to this dojo thinking, actually. But actually, over the course of that fight, I started to think something else. Just living as an imitation, that won't do enough. That'll just lead me to foregone conclusions. That'll be the eternally flawed Crane style, and that'll be the Hijizuru style that'll never be completed. After all, none of those people had the solutions for our current predicament. So, I'm going to break my own rules a little bit. I'm going to try to consider possibilities that no one else did. And I'm going to find a way to defeat Mary, following a trail of possibility that didn't exist in the first place. Considering every factor, I'm going to find those that slipped between the cracks. She hobbles forward, and then spins on her heel. After all, I am the eternally talented and wise Rain Zappelli. If anyone can find a way to completely destroy Mary in a way that actually matters, it'll be me. Because I'm taught to copy, but I'm not taught to look inwards. She pokes the side of her head. So, it's time to start digging around and seeing exactly what makes this head of mine tick.
Superheroes, seeing that, kind of stands, staring directly at you, and he sort of nods his head, affirming something. Very well. And I hope this is the birth of something beyond a hero.
She listens to that, knows how important that statement means to superheroes, and smiles and goes, okay, well, to whatever's next then. There are people to save, right? If we're going
Absolutely. We must go immediately.
Of course. If we're going to play it hero and then push beyond, might as well master that hero part first.
Of course.
There's still someone we've got to save from Mary's dastardly clutches.
Who?
Ruth, of course.
He kind of stops a bit. Oh. Of course. One interruption.
Oh?
I do not believe she needs to be saved from Mary.
Really?
No.
Really?
No. She seems quite capable of saving herself.
Oh. Well, that takes the wind out of my sails. Rain collapses off to the side.
He kind of moves to the side and catches you and pulls you up again. That doesn't mean she couldn't use a little help.
Maybe she could help me.
Maybe so. That's what friendship is for, correct?
Do you think she even considers me a friend at this point?
She said so.
Really?
Yes.
Doubt.
Superheroes is like, I'm pretty sure, in his own head. And then it's just like, if you can't face your friends, you can't face your enemies. Let's go.
Fair. Rain gets dragged along with superheroes.
The both of you stumble on out into the neon night of J City, preparing to go and meet up with one of your friends lying within the city. And as this specific night comes to an end, one individual sits upon his lofty throne, planning his next move.
Holy shit.
What a clusterfuck.
I would assume so. Everything okay.
Yeah.
Is it a bad clusterfuck or a good one?
Wait. I need to reassess, is all. A lot of my plans hinged on, it hinged on them being a gnat, flying around Mary's head unstoppably. She just couldn't hit. Since they're all gone, I think. We'll see. Think of the plan.
It sounds like a bad clusterfuck. She kind of pulls out one of her little tablets of her own and starts looking at it. So, what do you think the next step will be? If your plan requires a new gnat, do you think you're going to be that gnat yourself, or will you get another one?
I can't afford to get involved at the moment. I need to... Or maybe... Are we sure that there's nothing? We've had our people searching for days now. No hint of them. Maybe they're alive. I mean,
she kind of stops a bit and is like, well, we did have someone try to go through and find any broken cameras. Once they have that, she kind of rustles her pack a little bit. I'll be able to use this and we might be able to see what happened. At least know that for sure. Meanwhile, I don't think they've been looking too hard. If JamiroCorp's not looking too hard, then they must feel like they've done a pretty good job.
True. Well, I can't believe that she's already got her hands in Blackstar. She's trying to invalidate our grip in the city, and all I have to work with is a food distributor.
I'm sure Mr. Shaw will be quite helpful, won't he?
Oh, he's going to be helpful. He might not be aware of it, but I will not allow him not to be. DVNO is going to stand up. Is this a desk? What am I looking at?
These are little holographic displays that are linked up to cameras that allow you to press buttons and look at these like they're touchpads.
He's just standing up and casually stepping down into the area to walk around.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the wheelchair was a little much? I understand that looking like I've just come out of a fight is necessary for the idea, but I don't very much for all this fake.
I am quite sure that faking that much injury would be considered a low blow, yes. However, do you care that much?
No, I'm... If you didn't know any better, would you believe it?
Oh yes, you were quite persuasive. Almost brought a tear to my eyes, almost.
I was hoping for a actual tear, but I understand. Fine.
I'll get one of those to you one day. She kind of once again looks at the pad. So then, do you need me to find some more gnats for you?
Yes, keep your eyes out for anything valuable enough to work with.
She actually runs through some stuff. The vigilante seems to be around. Maybe he wasn't in the blast. She kind of raises up and holds up a screen, like a stolen photo of superheroes hopping around and punching some old guy in the face.
It's a start. Can we hunt him down?
I could give it a try. We'll see. She kind of pulls the pad to the side. I'll do my part.
Okay.
Good luck. She kind of looks, and
I know it's... Go ahead.
Are you still going to go through with the full plan then? Even without everyone else?
What other options do I have?
She kind of hopes.
Until something better presents itself, the full plan is in motion. Oh god.
Kind of nods.
Something better presents itself, he says before walking back to his chair. And when you get back out of the office, can you remind my secretary to wheel the alcohol cart back in? I know we took it out for appearance with my...
Of course. I understand. She kind of, she clicks at the pad a bit and then sends out a message a bit and is just like, I'll get you another one too.
You've always been so sweet to me.
Of course. She kind of clicks the pad in, and you as well. She kind of, well, I'll enjoy seeing you in good health for at least a little longer. She nods her head.
Indeed. Take the rest of the day off. Worry about tomorrow.
Oh, now I am going to cry. She waves as she starts heading out of the room.
Goddamn bitch. She stands back up, starts kind of pacing uncontrollably. You are
Thoughts of Mary in your head?
forcing my fucking hand, and he just picks up the cane that he just has resting against the chair and starts smashing it against the throne.
With no one.
Bitch! Until he shatters into pieces.
Yeah. With no one to redirect to, no one around you, you simply shatter that cane against for the first time in quite a long time, resting in your own angle on your high tower, and your own anger on your high tower.
And he goes and just leans on the window.
As you do, you lean and your eyes glance outside. You see the JamiroCorp side of the city, everything assembled in front of you. And, like a leader must, prepare yourself to once again go through with the plan to the very end.
Motherfucker.
And with that, we're going to call it for the night.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Thank you, everyone.
Whew! Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
God
Thank you,
damn.
too, for carrying a full session. I really appreciated that.
Of
It was-
course,
it was-
yeah.
everyone.
It was really more Jay. I was the intro and the outro. The rest of it
Yeah,
was
and the middle. You middle, too. Oh, and thanks for Civ for also coming in for a middle
Yeah.
scene.
Well done.
I was expecting something at the end. It was like,
Oh, something at the end? Oh, you mean like
Oh, no.
somewhere across the
I
facility
knew it!
in a blast
I
crater, Johann Joestar wakes up under a hot dog stand. Anyways, now good night, everyone. See you after Christmas.
Wait! Oh, fuck. I was at the splash screen. Take us back. Hold on.
that wasn't planned, by the way.
Fuck, okay.
That wasn't planned.
Oh no, it's under a hot dog stand. It's fine. Everyone.
He's just there. It's fine.
Yeah, he's just there.
fine.
It's cool.
It's fine.
It's cool, man.
Don't worry about it.
That driver's the only thing keeping me alive. I'm actually dead by now.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool.
All right, there we go.
Fun stuff.
It's fine.
What does he
Don't worry
have his
about
old
it.
icon?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Fuck.
I
Don't
died
worry
so
about it.
hard I went back in
about it.
time.
You went back in time.
You did so hard. Your
I'm
eye.
gonna take you back to the past to kill a shitty robot and suck ass, I guess.
Oh, man.
man.
Okay.
I just want to say real quick to both Gannon and Jay, congratulations. This session was fucking amazing.
Oh, thank
Gannon,
you.
you were right back in it. You were like the moment you entered on screen, I'm like, yeah, DVNO is back, and he's an asshole. I love him.
You floral
And Jay-
crown asshole.
Oh, come on. The art carried most of that. I'm rusty.
Jay,
You look at that
Jay-
art and you're like, oh my god, he's so vain. It works.
it's so good. Jay, you almost made me cry, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was
thank
really good.
you.
Yeah.
Thank
It was
you.
really good.
Anyways, let's
I'm gonna just plug there. Fleecy did the DVNO.
yes.
Uh,
Lizzie did the DVNO.
Say that while we're on here.
I wanna say Mr. Millie Vanilli himself, Charles Shaw, was done by Katarna, and so was
I
Yeah,
love,
so.
yeah, and so was Yasuha, who was in the there.
Yeah.
I love
Kaguya.
Charles Shaw's stupid face.
So-
I hate him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love him so much.
Can we get a
Yeah.
stand name?
No, what
No.
the fuck was that stand?
Oh, that's Stan, Yasu's stand.
Yeah.
Flight A Chinatown.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
that's what I figured. That's what I figured.
Mhm.
That's
So,
cool.
I
Let's
love
look at
that.
fan art real
It's on my-
fast.
It's on my playlist.
Yeah, there's not that much of it this time. 'Cause
Yeah,
it was,
fan art.
in
Fan
episode.
art. First off, from Lester, we have
You
Mary.
guys fucking killed it. I'm so proud of you all.
Oh, thank you. Yes, totally Mary.
Yeah,
Mary.
still Mary. Absolutely Mary.
Warm.
Taking Christ miss.
Now
I'm not gonna lie, real quick. I was half expecting my fucking cat to just walk on scene
Yeah,
while
same.
we're
Yeah.
messing with fucking
Yeah.
Van Halen.
I was expecting
Bullying
the
him?
fucking samurai with a cat meme, but for
Oh,
Rain
yeah.
and that cat, yeah.
Oh, that would be so cool.
That cat would kill you. You had
Yeah,
one hit
probably.
point. That's a bastard of a cat.
All right, next up we have From Katron,
amazing-
an amazing
amazing
Presley.
I
Absolutely
really
amazing.
wish Jibo was here too.
Yeah. Jibo
Oh,
is
I'm
not
sure
here,
Jibo's
unfortunately.
seeing it somewhere.
Oh,
Wherever
he's been pinged several times.
yeah. Yeah.
Trust me. We made sure he would know. This is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I love this one so much.
Hell yeah. I love the little visor at the back.
Nah.
Yeah,
It's real cool.
you can almost hear that. Camino satame mista.
Yeah. Alright, next up, from Katron. Realizing you're the Polnareff of the series.
Part 5 spoilers, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
You're
not a
Polnareff.
real one. It's not a real
But you're much more stylish.
Yeah. I mean, compare the hair. That's all. It's
Right?
I'm gonna while we're doing this, I'm also gonna post the icons in chat. So
Hell
people
yeah.
know.
Do that
Thank
thing.
you very much.
Next
that
from
one looks so good.
MD.
MD.
Oh,
MD
that's
at it
great.
again.
That's fucking
MD's
great.
been on fire recently.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
holy shit.
seriously.
Absolutely.
The fucking Al drawing and the Isabella one, like, holy
It's-
shit, dude.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
Hell yeah. Next up. When you try so hard to start your boss battle, it makes you Van Phelan.
Rest in peace. Rest in
I
peace.
have a perfect memory of all things. I don't know why this one, just nothing.
Why does this memory have stink lines? That's from Teal. Next up, from Sprite. Aw shit, here I go sympathizing with the enemy again.
Oh, I love him.
Ah, Janko. You little goober.
I turned out to really like Janko. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't mind killing you. And now I'm like, okay, I kind of mind killing you. I don't want you to
I hope we don't have to kill many more people.
Yeah.
God damn it. Next up,
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
next up, Katron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One Punch Rain.
Fucking double.
120 damage,
damage.
Mr. J.
Yeah, I took
You
so.
beat it. You finally beat the skeleton with a gun. You did it.
I'm sure the math was off. Cyborg has an ability that lets you re-roll and add the total to your total amount of damage, which Christian could have easily been like, well, that doesn't double again, or well, let's actually roll it out. But I was dead anyway, so he just let me die.
For
all
now,
you need to know is extreme overkill on both parties.
You canonically beat the skeleton with a gun. I commend you.
Next up from Middle.
Yeah, I love her.
Absolutely,
Middle,
she's
she looks
great.
great.
Fantastic.
Really good.
That's fantastic.
Are you
Kieran?
winning, Rain?
Are you winning, Drain?
And the next one.
Are you winning, Rain?
Screen shaking.
Yeah, the entire time.
Zoom, red tint, screen shaking.
Let's see. Are there more?
You two
Ah.
did such a man.
From Kieran. Man.
There's also
Like,
there's another. Oh, the hot dog. Okay, it's showing. All right.
Yeah.
Man, I was just gonna leave that hanging for 2 weeks, but you had to just say something, Angra. You just had to open your mouth.
I was waiting for something.
Yeah.
Chad, this wasn't planned. I was just like, I feel like Christian would put something at the end
Yeah.
just to fuck with us. I should mention it.
Yeah. Yeah. Christian's gonna end on me just breaking a cane on a chair. No. There's gotta be.
Like, I sang Jace and Genna's praises, but Christian, you also did such an amazing job.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
happy. This is a
Fantastic.
great session. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Superheroes, baby, superheroes is back.
Superheroes is
back.
And wow, we're
He's still the boy.
we're under 3 hours
Yeah, no.
We did it.
So,
Wow.
for the first time in a while.
yeah.
Damn.
Oh,
Remember episode 20 with part A
Yeah.
and part B? Those
Right.
7 hours of game?
our average hours would probably be around 3 or 2.5 sometimes for most of CI. So I'm glad we're back there too.
Yeah.
Get
More like
back, baby.
Wasn't it more like 4? I my sense of time.
Oh, it
Around
kept going
there.
up. It kept going up.
Yeah,
I'm
it
glad
kept going
doesn't-
up.
I'm glad it doesn't scale like
Maybe-
that anymore.
Man,
Yeah.
imagine if we're on a fucking Chuckle World, just still run it up.
Oh, that would be so cool. We'd all be cowboys and shit. Hell yeah.
Carbon interface splits between 2 worlds now, and you have just
Guys, my stand would be literally useless in the hot southern sun.
Dude, don't forget you have me. Hello.
I do have you.
yeah, the vampire in the sun.
Yeah, the vampire in the sun. I'm so dead. So fucking dead. Oh. Well, we'll have to see what
It's such a fun
happens.
stand. I really want to show more of Year of the Cat. It's
Yeah.
such a stupid stand. And
Well-
it combos so well with you.
Yeah, it does. But we'll have to see what happens. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, I
Yeah, it's the
think
first.
so. Yeah, the
First
first.
for next session.
We'll see you guys the first of the new year. Take care, everybody.
January 1st.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoy.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.